Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, Murder Church. I forgot the song there. Let's go. Let's go. Week 6, Aileen.
I get my hair out of my face while I'm doing this.
I know I was raped, but you weren't nothing but a bunch of stuff.
Therefore, these proceedings are now
Putting somebody who was raped.
Let's rock.
Good morning from the snow. It snowed again. It has taken us down again. I woke up. I didn't even look at the weather. I should have looked at the weather. Probably went and got some more stuff yesterday. I haven't gotten much water. I got to drink a fucking soda this morning because I haven't got much water. Really fucked up. Not good. Hopefully it'll chill out through the day maybe and we get out of here. I don't know. Welcome in everybody. Hopefully wherever you are it is safe and you're not having to go out into the snow and do some craziness. Need to get a name over here for our first, I believe I'm up to this video right here. Dixie County Sheriff's Office Detective Jimmy Pinner, who investigated the murder of Walter Antonio, testifies, and I need to get his name on here. But I hope everyone had a good weekend. Having a good weekend. My nose is a little messed up this morning. Hoping that fixes as well. I'm going to put office, well, I'm going to put Detective Jimmy Pinner. I'm going to put the entire thing there. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Doing this in real time. Oh. Let's see, who all's in the chat, though? Who was coming through this morning? Oh, we got Pokemon coming through. Actually, I need to fix this, too. Hold on. Moving slow in the morning. Paige, what's up? It's a mix here, but not sticking. God, yeah, we're covered up, man. It's sticking good. Pokemon, real government name. Kathy came through from Nashville. Tina, Leia. Welcome in, folks. Let me get this name over here. I hate it. I'm already done with it, and it just really starts. It's literally not even winter. It's just still fall. It's not winter for like another week. We've already gotten smashed. Get this over. I need to open up a lot of stuff and go boom, boom. Get those guys back. I need to go boom. Get that lady in there. So I need to fix that other thing. I'm all over the place. I didn't do anything to prepare for this. I did nothing. I don't even know. What are we doing here? Witness. Where's the motherfucking witness name, bitch? Where's the witness name? Oh, there we go. Let's fix this up. And then I need to fix my screen, too. Which will take just a second. It won't tight mode that long. So the fucking chat, I want down here. I do these a little bit differently, depending on what kind of show I'm doing. Oh, let me full screen this guy so we can see. God, yeah, but yeah, I need to do some Christmas shopping soon. I mean, God, it's already fucking Christmas and I haven't done shit. Time just gets away from us. I hate it. I hate it. There we go. I think that's about right. All right, we're getting in here. I need to get the sound in here also. Let's hang out for a little while this morning, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry for the delay. Sir, would you please introduce yourself this morning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Investigator Jimmy Ray Pinner from the Dixie County Sheriff's Department, Charles City, Florida.
So, Mr. Pinner, you kind of have a soft voice. It's a little difficult to hear way back here. So can I ask you to project all the way back to me so I can make sure the last juror can hear?
Yes.
Okay, I think that microphone is working, so use that if necessary. Sir, you are employed as a detective with the Dixie County Sheriff's Office.
That's correct.
How long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
Approximately 16 years.
And how long have you been a detective?
Probably for 13 years of that.
Back on November the 19th of 1990, were you employed as a detective with the Dixie County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, I was.
Did you have an occasion to become involved in an investigation of a suspicious death in your county?
Yes, I did.
Could you describe to us how you first became involved and where you went?
I was dispatched to the scene of a body approximately 8 or 9
thanks,
miles
Pope,
north
for
of
that
Cross
share.
City, which is in Dixie County.
All right, sir, can you describe what you saw when you arrived at the scene?
I viewed a near nude white male person that was laying beside a wooded road just on the shoulder of the road when I arrived there.
Now, can you describe the general location where the body was found?
It is out in a very remote area of my county. There's no residential housings or any businesses out in that area, probably 6 or 8 miles. And the body scene was on a 2-rut log-in road.
Was the body in any way adjacent to any other thoroughfare or highway?
Approximately 2,000 yards off of a major 4-lane highway of Highway 19.
Now, what, if anything, did you do once you arrived at the scene?
The scene was secured by myself and other officers. Crime scene tape was put up, and then the Florida Department of Law Enforcement crime lab section was called to process and document the scene.
Did you make any observations about the body that you were describing to the jury?
Yes, I did. As I said, the body was near nude except for a pair of white tube socks that he had on his feet. And I observed what appeared to be 4 bullet wounds to the man. 3 of them was to his back, and 1 of them was to the base of the head.
In what area of the head, sir?
Just to the base of it, just above the hairline.
You're describing, for the record, with your right hand, the back face of the skull, of your skull,
That's correct, yes.
and the back of the head.
In the back of the head.
Now, there come a point in time during the course of your investigation that you made an attempt to identify that individual.
They did.
Can you describe to the jury how you were able to identify the individual you found on November 19, 1990?
We learned that the victim had been a reserved officer with the Barton County Sheriff's Office in the past, and from fingerprint comparisons, he was identified as Walter Gino Antonio.
Did you do anything further to assist you in making sure of your identification?
After we had the tentative,
Objection, Your Honor, unless the witness conducted the fingerprint analysis and has personal knowledge of it.
Name the objection. Can you make further predicate?
Yes, sir. Well, I think we've already gone past the fingerprints. Did you locate any individuals that knew Mr. Antonio?
I did. I located his fiancee, Miss Aileen Berry, who lived down in Cocoa, Florida. And she actually viewed the body and identified, confirmed our identification as Walter Gino Antonio.
Now, during the course of your investigation, were you able to locate any articles of personal property of Mr. Antonio? And first, before you answer that, when you arrived at the crime scene, when you found the body, were you able to find any personal property of the individual in that area of the body, anywhere adjacent to the crime scene?
No, we did not.
How about any vehicles?
No, we did not.
Did there come a point in time during the course of your investigation that you did locate various personal items of Mr. Antonio's?
Yes, we later found properties of his.
Can you describe what you did during the course of your investigation?
We found a ring that had been pawned at the OK Pawn Shop in Daytona Beach, Florida, that was identified as being that of Mr. Antonio. The ring had been pawned on December the 7th and had been pawned under the name of Cammie Marsh Green.
And did you subsequently recover that ring, sir?
I did, yes.
And was that ring identified by any individual as being the property of Mr. Antonio?
That was identified by Mrs. Aileen Berry, who had purchased the ring for Mr. Antonio as a gift.
You would be in the right place. Sleuthy Sweetheart, welcome in here. Yeah, we have a book club every Tuesday night following our usual body cam, dash cam streams about 9:15ish. We're currently reading Mindhunter, and I think we're getting ready to go into chapter 6 of it. But if you are a member here, I will say that, yeah, the book club is for members only. If you're a member here at the Buzz Nation, any level, you will be able to get into the book club immediately following a regular stream on Tuesday, which will be a members only stream. And again, if you do become a member, we have the last book we read, which was done a little bit differently. The Stranger Beside Me, which was a Ted Bundy book, and then the new one that we're reading, we listen to a live chapter every Tuesday night together through Audible, and it's super fun. But if you also become a member, you get access to really sweet emojis like Poke just showed right here. But yeah, welcome the hell in here either way.
Now, did you go further and locate any additional personal property of Mr. Antonio?
Yes, we found the...
Oh, dude, Dahmer's was our first ever trial here on Murder Church. This is actually season 6, believe it or not, of Murder Church. And yeah, Dahmer was the very first one we did. Glad to see a new face in here.
Numerous pieces of clothing and his wallet with
I don't even drink
several
soda, guys.
pieces
This
of
sucks.
identification and other personal papers that had
I'm also thirsty.
his name recorded on them up in Perry,
Lay up.
or in Taylor County, Florida, which is the county that adjoins Dixie to the north. This scene being about 38 miles north of where the body was found.
Oh, dude.
And did any of those
Drink that
identifications, or
Coke.
was that in the wallet that you described?
Shit's
Was
disgusting.
there any items of value such as cash or currency?
There was no cash or currency, no.
There was personal identification?
Yes, there was.
Any type of credit cards, things of that nature?
Several credit cards, driver's license, social security cards.
And were those items taken into evidence and submitted to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for processing?
Yes, there was.
Were you able to recover a vehicle belonging to Mr. Antonio?
Yes, we later recovered the vehicle.
Can you describe to the jury the date when the vehicle was recovered and your involvement in that investigation?
The vehicle was recovered on November the 24th of 1990 and was recovered in Brevard County. The vehicle had been abandoned in a wooded area. There was no identification features on the vehicle. There was no license plate mounted on the vehicle. The identification number behind the windshield had been with a piece of paper covering it from view from the outside of the car.
Were there any keys located with the vehicle?
No, there was not.
Was the vehicle locked?
Yes, it was, with the exception of the trunk.
Was the trunk in a closed position?
It was down and closed, yes.
Now, during the course of your investigation, did you have any contact with an individual known as Rose McNeil?
Yes, I did.
And can you describe your investigation and how Mrs. McNeil was involved with that?
Was present during an interview with Mrs. McNeil, she being the owner of the Fairview Motel in Port Orange, Florida, or Harbor Oaks area. And during the course of the interview, she was shown 2 photographic lineups, one bearing the photograph of Mrs. Wuornos.
And was Ms. McNeil able to make an identification of Ms. Wuornos?
Yes, she did.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we're talking about a photographic lineup identification that's clearly an exception. You can answer that, sir.
Yes, she did identify Mrs. Wuornos from those lineups.
Do you see the individual that was identified in the photograph by Mrs. McNeil in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Could you identify her, please, for the record?
Objection basis of knowledge, Your Honor.
Make further credits.
All right, so are you familiar with the defendant, Aileen Wuornos?
Yes, I am.
Are you familiar with her photograph?
Yes, I am.
The photograph that was picked out by Rose McNeil, was that the photograph of Aileen Wuornos, the defendant seated in this courtroom today?
That is correct, yes, sir.
Objection basis of knowledge, Your Honor.
Make no rule.
You can identify if you can, sir.
Mrs. Wuornos is sitting here in the pinkish colored outfit here directly in front of me.
May the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant, Aileen Wuornos.
Over objection, Your Honor.
No rule.
Sir, did Ms. Rose McNeil at that time indicate to you what name she knew the defendant, Aileen Wuornos, as?
She knew her as both Lee and as Cammie Marsh Green.
Were you able to determine the whereabouts of Ty Moore at the time? Excuse me, let's go back if we may. During the course of your interview, did you also have a photographic lineup including the photograph of Tyra Moore shown to Ms. McNeil?
Yes, I did.
And was Ms. McNeil able to identify Tyra Moore's photograph?
Yes, she did.
Okay. Now, in conjunction with the automobile that you recovered of Mr. Antonio's, did you do anything to determine through vehicle identification the ownership of that vehicle?
Yes, we ran both the VIN number and the license plate number of that vehicle.
And based upon that investigation, you determined who the owner was?
Yes, it come back registered to Walter Gino Antonio.
And were you able to determine Mr. Antonio's date of birth?
Yes, I did.
And what was that, if you recall?
It was November the 22nd of 1930.
November the 22nd of 1930?
Yes, sir.
And you found him on November the 19th of 1990, is that correct?
Correct, an answer, Your Honor.
How old would Mr. Antonio have been as of November the 19th of 1990?
59 years old, sir.
Now, did there come a point in time when you showed Ms. McNeil or present when photos were shown of the vehicle you identified as Mr. Antonio's?
Yes, I was.
And did Ms. McNeil describe to you if she had ever seen that vehicle before?
Yes, she said she'd seen a vehicle of that.
Objection, hearsay, Your Honor.
Rephrase your question.
Was the witness able to identify the vehicle that you had previously identified as owned by Walter Gino Antonio?
Yes, she did.
Was Ms. McNeil able to describe to you who was in possession of that vehicle when she saw it?
She said that Mrs. Wuornos was in possession of the vehicle at the time she saw it.
Was she able to indicate whether or not the vehicle was substantially in the same condition that you had found it in when she had seen it in the possession of the defendant?
Yes, I believe it was.
Did she indicate whether or not there was any tag on the car?
There was no tag displayed at the time she saw it.
Did she indicate whether or not she'd had any conversation with Ms. Wuornos as to why she had possession of the car, or whether or not, and the reason for the tag being missing?
Yes.
Objection, hearsay within hearsay, Your Honor.
Sustain the objection.
Were you able to determine, as part of your investigation, the whereabouts of Ty Moore from November the 17th on?
Yes, I was.
And could you tell us where you investigate, what that revealed to you?
We found through aircraft plane tickets that Mrs. Moore had boarded a plane on November the 17th and had left the state going to the state of Ohio and returning on November the 25th.
You had both the exiting from the state of Florida and the return of Tyra Moore.
That's correct, yes, sir.
And through the course of your investigation, was that information confirmed to you by Rose McNeil?
Yes, that's correct.
Objection, hearsay, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Your Honor, may I approve?
Yes, sir.
If I can have the court's indulgence for a moment.
Yes, sir.
So let me show you what has been marked for identification purposes as states that 6I? Yes, sir. 6I 1, 2, 3, and 4, and ask you if you can recognize these photographs.
Yes, I do, sir.
All right, sir, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what is contained in state 6I 1 for identification?
This photograph here depicts the area that we found the body. The farther portion here being the intersection with Highway 19 and depicts the ribbon that we put up protecting the scene.
Okay, is that a fair and accurate representation of the crime scene as you saw it on November the 19th, 1990?
Yes, it is.
All right, sir. I'd ask you, sir, if you could describe what is contained in states 6I 3 for identification for the jury.
This depicts Mr. Antonio's body as we found it laying on the morning of November the 19th.
Objection to the publication.
Sustain the
All right, without showing it to the jury, so if you'll just describe, is that a fair and accurate representation of the condition of Mr. Antonio's body as you observed it on November the 19th, 1990.
Yes, it is.
Kidding me? I was muted? Son of a bitch! Well, if I wasn't muted, I was saying, welcome the hell in here, Sleuthy. Good to see you in here. And I've got you on a wheel. So, boom. On a wheel, we give away cool things like the Hell Yeah magnet, and I have a bunch of other cool stuff. But I've got you on this wheel, and once we get 12 people on the wheel, we'll spin that thing, and you have a chance to win some goodies. But also, you have access now to the emojis, and of course, on Tuesday nights, the book club. Welcome the fuck in here.
Let me show you, if I may, what has been marked as state.
God, I'm so sick of drinking this already.
4 for identification.
I'm gonna have to dig myself out.
This is a close review of Mr. Antonio, and it also better depicts the wounds that we found Mr. Antonio with.
Does this photograph describe the wounds that you've testified to the back of Mr. Antonio?
That's correct, yes.
And how many wounds are visible in the photograph in state 6I4 for identification?
There's 3 visible in this photograph.
Okay, were you able to determine during the course of your investigation whether there was a 4th wound to the body?
What's up, Simi?
Yes,
Welcome
we
in.
did.
Okay, is that clearly visible in this photograph? And if it is or is not, can you explain why?
It is not visible in this photograph, and again, the 4th wound that we found was in the hairline. And,
Objection, Your Honor, unresponsive.
Morning, Sarah.
Was the
Hell yeah, there we go. Perfect, right? Sarah just now recently, I think she won a wheel, and she received a bunch of cool stuff as well. Yeah, I got her some stickers, I got her a magnet, I got her a coaster in there, and now I've got a brand new sticker as well, of course, the Savage stickers, and these are a little bit different. They got actual texture to them. So yeah, you'll be getting some cool stuff if you win a wheel now.
At the time of the scene?
No, it wasn't.
Were you able to see anything that indicated to you as an investigator that there was a wound to an area of the body that you were not able to clearly see?
Yes, we did.
Still trying to wake up too.
How was it that you were able to make that determination?
From seeing blood in the hair.
And where was the blood in the hair? If you use me, please, as an example.
Blood was located approximately here, about an inch above Mr. Antonio's hairline.
Your Honor, may the record
In the back
reflect
of the hair.
that the witness is identifying the back of my skull, but underneath the hairline. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes, sir.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of Mr. Antonio's body as you saw it on November 19th, 1990, sir, with the wounds to his back?
Yes, it is.
Let me ask you this, sir. Can you identify state 6I2 for identification? And if you can, sir, can you tell us what it depicts?
This is Mr. Antonio's facial features as we found it at the scene of the body.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of Mr. Antonio and the condition of his face at the time?
Yes, it is.
All right, so let me show you, if I may, what has been marked for identification purposes as state 6J, as in John, for identification. Ask you if you're able to recognize those photographs.
These are the photographs of Mr. Antonio's vehicle and are the photographs that was used to show Mrs. Rose McNeil on the date of her interview.
Did any other individual identify those photographs to you as the automobile of Gino Antonio?
Yes, this
welcome
vehicle has been...
Objection here, so Your Honor.
He can describe whether or not someone else identified. I'm not asking what they said.
It was identified, again, by a registration check of the VIN number.
And is this the vehicle you've described as being located and is this a substantial?
Morning, Kristen. A few more people running through here this morning. Mike, good morning, good morning. Everyone coming through. Everyone's having a great weekend. Gamby's coming through. Got a Detective Jimmy Pinner on the stand currently, Gamby's. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming through this morning. I appreciate it. Looking through here. Yeah, a lot of beautiful people in the house.
Answering the same conditions when you observed it.
Yes, it is.
Okay, the tag was missing?
Yes.
So, Mike?
Were you able to determine whether or not there were any type of stickers or other identification on the car that had been on it prior to your observing it?
No, sir.
Sir, did you have occasion to attend the autopsy of Mr. Antonio?
Yes, I did.
And when did that occur?
That occurred on November the 20th of 1990.
The following day?
I hate to pause again, but we haven't seen a real good shot of the judge this morning yet. But whenever we do, he looks exactly like this. The monster from Weird Science that they turn Chet into. The Chet shit monster. It's uncanny. I'm telling you right now, the military haircut, the body shape, it's the same. Same. You wait.
Yes,
It's gonna blow you away.
And it was the same body that you saw that you've described as Walter Antonio, autopsied by the medical examiner's office in your presence?
yes, it is.
Let me show you, sir, what has been marked as a
Morning,
composite
Dario.
exhibit. States 6B, states 6C, and states 6D as in David for identification.
Chat
Ask you if you can
emoji.
recognize those photographs.
Yes, the two smaller ones are that of Mr. Antonio at the date of the autopsy, and one showing the wound to the head is
Objection to the description, Your Honor.
Objection overruled. Go ahead.
one showing the shaved hair and showing the fourth wound that we found on Mr. Antonio.
Was that the wound that you described as being covered by the man's hair that you saw on November the 19th, 1990?
That's correct, yes,
That was
sir.
revealed to you by the medical examiner?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir.
And the larger photograph, again, showed a close view of the wounds to the back that was taken at the scene of the body.
Are they all of these fair and accurate representations? States 6D for identification, as you saw the body of Mr. Antonio and the wounds to his back on November the 19th, 1990.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Sustained.
All are fair and accurate representations, sir?
Yes, they are.
God, I keep drinking this shit.
So let me show you what has been marked for identification purposes as states 6K for identification, and ask you if you recognize that photograph. Madam Clerk, may I proceed?
Yes, this is Mr. Antonio.
This is the same individual that you saw on November the 19th at the crime scene and on November the 20th being autopsied?
Yes, it is, sir.
Sir, if I may please, I'll ask you to take a look at states 6G's for identification. Ask you if you recognize the envelope, and if you would please open that up and tell me if you can identify the contents of state 6G for identification.
This envelope contains Mr. Antonio's ring and an envelope from the pawn shop, and it bears a date and my initials and my agency case number.
Would you open it up, please, sir? All right, if you go ahead and put it right back on top, it'll be fine for the time being. During the course of your investigation, did you go so far as to determine who had purchased that ring for Mr. Antonio?
Yes, I did, sir.
And how did you go about doing that?
Through interviews with his fiancee, Miss Aileen
Objection
Wuornos.
asked and answered, hearsay, Your Honor.
Did you obtain any documentation as to if, when, and where that ring was purchased by Miss Berry for Mr.
Same
Antonio?
objection, Your Honor.
Can answer that.
Yes, I did get some documentation showing that purchase.
Right, sir. Let me show you, if I may, sir, what has been marked as states 6Fs for identification. I ask you if you would take a look at it and please open up the plastic bag and inspect the contents.
This is Mr. Antonio's wallet that was found at the clothing scene in Taylor County,
Now, it's approximately how many miles away from Mr. Antonio's body?
38 miles.
Excuse me, ma'am, one moment. And is that the wallet that you found some 38 miles from Mr. Antonio's body, as you described to the jury with the contents?
Yes, it is, sir.
Was there any money found therein?
No, sir, there was not.
Okay, in the personal identification, were there any photographs of Mr. Antonio on any type of the identification?
Yes, the Florida driver's license with his photograph, which seems to be the same as the 8 to 10 here.
Okay, so thank you very much. Sir, if I can, if you take a look, please, at what has been which has been marked as 3 J's for identification. Ask you if you can point out on the map the location where Mr. Antonio's body was recovered in your county, and what number, if any, it is designated by.
Okay, the number 7 would show the location of his body.
All right, sir. And can you show us the location where the automobile was recovered?
Yes, this was back by 7A.
All right, so may the record reflect, Your Honor, the witness has pointed to the number 7 and 7A, the 7 as the body location of Mr. Walter Antonio, and 7A as where his car was located. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right. The running objection, Your Honor.
Yes,
It's
sir.
the same rules as the last few days.
Right.
Thanks, Judge.
Sir, I'm going to ask you, if you would, in the presence of a jury, to place.
Aileen wearing a nice little pink jacket today. She didn't go so crazy on her hair. My favorite was maybe the first day when it was just like the entire top. Like, you see how just the front is sort of poofed up with the bangs here? The entire top to basically the back of the skull was completely permed, and then you had the mullet flowing out. That was my favorite. That was fashion, baby.
Indicating the location. The approximate location of where Mr. Antonio's body was found on the map. You would, sir? And if you would, sir, could you, if you don't mind peeling the tape, can you show us where Mr. Antonio's car was located? Your Honor, may I have just one moment? Yes, sir. Okay. For the record, Your Honor, the witness has placed number 7 and 7A on what has been introduced in evidence. It states 42 in evidence. May I publish that to the jury? Yes, sir. If I can have just one moment.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Sir, can you tell us when the car was recovered, whether there are any items of value found in it?
Has been answered, Your Honor.
Not.
That's sweet. When is that live? I'll check it out. That's awesome. I haven't watched Sarge in a while. I know Sarge well, though. Used to work with Sarge a little bit. Actually, a little bit behind the scenes. Yeah, Sarge is a really good dude. I'm glad he returned also. He kind of went away for a minute. I really reached out to a lot of folks that I used to deal with, though. About the only person that I still... There's a few other creators, but like the main bigger one that I don't... Really the only bigger one that I deal with now is Bob. I still hang out with Bob and keep up with Bob in actual real life. But like... Then there's a lot of like smaller creators that I'm really tight with that you see on this channel pretty regularly. But yeah, a lot of the bigger guys, I used to hang out with a lot of the dudes like Sarge, but... I don't know. The anxiety gets to me like on shows like that, and I hate it. Like I can't. I get so nervous. It's so weird. Sarge ruled though.
No, so there was no valuables.
Had Sarge on here about 2 years ago, maybe. Interviewed him about his career.
Thank you very much, sir. I have no further questions. Witness at this time, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Detective Lieutenant, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Told us one crazy shootout story. I remember, like him in a shootout early in his career. I remember clipping that.
My name is Billy Knowles. I'm one of the attorneys representing Ms. Wuornos. Did you bring your reports in reference to this case when you came here to testify today?
I don't have them in the courtroom with me, no, sir.
Okay, did you bring them outside somewhere?
They're in my vehicle, yes, sir.
Let me ask you about this chart. Before you pin this thing these little stickums you put here, you looked at this chart, correct?
That's correct,
And
yes.
this chart has already been pre-pinned, has it not?
Yes, sir, it has.
And you looked at this one before you put the stickums on this one.
That's correct, yes, sir.
Do you know who pre-pinned the other chart?
No, I do not, sir.
Do you have your reports in this building in reference to this case?
No, sir.
You have them in this county?
Yes, sir.
Where are they in this county?
In my vehicle in the parking lot.
Your Honor, we would request that the detective provide his reports to us formally at this juncture. We have received no reports in reference to Dixie County.
Your Honor, all reports in possession of the State Attorney's Office of Volusia County have been supplied to defense counsel. There's never been a request for any additional documentation. I can submit to the court that every page, every item, every photograph in my possession or the State Attorney's Office has been supplied to him.
So if he wants what this man has, let's go get it right now. We'll just circulate right here.
Thank you, Judge.
You may stand down and we'll get through this.
May the record reflect, Your Honor, that reports have in fact been submitted to defense counsel from this officer, and I have my discovery receipt to prove that.
Well, Your Honor, that's an issue we can take up at a later date, but I'm telling you, we don't have anything from
We'll get
Dixie
your
County.
report, sir.
Judge, well, the witness is outside the court right now. I'm fixing more stickers.
Yes, sir.
Judge, may we take this opportunity to publish? Well, I haven't actually introduced it. Witness is not. Maybe I can take this opportunity, Judge. I don't think we need the witness for
What's
this.
up, Ellis?
Maybe offer a few items of identification and evidence.
Mr. Knowles, you want to go examine the deed?
Yes, Judge.
Of course, it's go.
Right, Judge.
Let me inquire, will the state be something to introduce the license? Yeah.
I have other reports from other agencies that concerned all of the cases, such as FDLE officers and that type of thing, sir.
Do you have any other reports in your vehicle regarding Dixie County?
No, sir.
I'm sorry?
No, sir.
Do you mind if I look at the reports that you just brought in with you?
No, sir.
I mean, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Judge, if we may just take these to the defense counsel table, it will be in view of the detective.
Few things, and those are just in case something comes up so that you know what we're referring to, because we have not seen these before, so we don't know. what to
Objection,
refer to.
Your Honor.
Withdrawn, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'd ask the jury the instruction of counsel that rights full discovery and pay for every item that she has been seen.
Well, that's nonsense, Your Honor, and let's have a hearing on it right now, because we have not.
We need to do this.
Here we go.
Yes, Judge.
We're gonna clean the acts up, we're gonna get one.
We'd ask that these documents be marked for identification.
You want to take this man's file from him?
We can run copies, Judge, and he can have the original file back.
When do you plan to do that?
The earliest convenience in the court.
Let's give it back to the man.
Sure, but we have it marked at some point as an exhibit?
Well, if you bring up any reason why it should be, yes, sir.
Okay. We would formally request that it be marked for identification and be made at some point part of
Are
the
you
record.
going to be responsible for copying these 5 volumes or 4 volumes here?
I'll take them
I'm
out.
not going to ask the officer for it.
I'll take them out, copy them myself, and the officers can accompany me. I'll do each page, Judge.
It'll be fine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Penner, who is Philip
What's
Williams?
up, Joe?
I'm sorry,
I
sir.
get a little
Who is
spicy
Philip
in here
Williams?
now. Getting a little spicy. I don't know what you have to do, but you may have to refresh semi-sharp. I want to see if you can see something. Uh-oh. I see it. I see it. Let's see if she sees it. I sip the grossest soda ever. Again, I don't have any water here, and we've been snowed in overnight. I'm lost, and I have a Diet Coke in my hand.
I don't recall the names.
Do you have any reports in reference to a Philip Williams?
There it is. She saw it. You have been knighted. I have knighted Semi Sharp to be a mod inside of Publicly Buzzed. It's been a while since I've added a mod on here. She's always coming through, always helping out, always super helpful in the chat. And I think she deserves it. Welcome in here, Semi.
Could you look through your documents and find those reports?
I object to the procedure being employed by counsel. There is a proper method for doing this.
Well, he can order show it to him if he has something.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the officer did not refer to his reports during his direct examination.
He didn't even have them here, Judge.
So we are outside the scope, Your Honor. I would submit the counsel wishes to call the officer. He can call him and he can ask any question he wants of him.
You can go ahead now.
Your Honor.
There we go. There's a shot of the
May I
judge.
interpose? I'll have this witness.
All right.
To a report that was faxed to you.
Judge,
If you could just
objection.
look through that.
Objection, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Ron, may I be heard on this objection, please?
You're set in the jury room.
The jury's on the courtroom, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, if I can be heard, counsel's asking this witness to testify to reports of other witnesses. He's asking clearly for hearsay. We'd ask, Judge, that the witness and the counsel identify the report as to whose they are, at least, and not to try to make it look like they're somehow this witnesses. The procedure being employed by counsel is highly irregular, it's improper. The witnesses are available for him to call if they have direct testimony or personal knowledge. What he's seeking to do here, Judge, is to introduce reports of other officers who the state does not, at this point in the juncture, have an opportunity to cross-examine, to determine the relevancy or the materiality of those statements, to the truthfulness of them, and lay in the mind of this jury that somehow this officer produced reports which are being withheld from defense counsel, which is simply not the case. We object, Judge. All we're asking is that counsel be required to follow the rules of criminal procedure, the rules of evidence as set forth under the evidence code. And if there are witnesses that counsel wishes to call, they should be required to call them. But for this officer to testify about other witnesses' reports that were faxed to him on other individuals, which will contain hearsay upon hearsay upon hearsay within those reports. And Judge, we would ask at least that the witness, if we can get a voir dire, as to whether or not this is the entire case file in his possession and how much of that file are his reports. I would submit.
Joe, I need to get you on here again for Phil Friday, man. I'm going to send you a message, see when you're free, dude. Watch something. Maybe watch a Christmas movie or something, man.
I would suspect that the bulk of it, based upon the witness's testimony, is it's very little of it is own reports of other agencies,
Joe Schmo,
which he has maintained in his case file as
the
part
good
of his overall investigation. All of those reports have been supplied to defense counsel. So we'd like to know how much of this is his report. We'd like the record to reflect that he did not use any of these reports to testify. And Judge, we'd also like to determine whether or not a deposition was taken of this witness by defense counsel. He has been listed as a state's witness since January of 1991. To my knowledge, he has never been deposed by Mr. Knowles, Ms. Jenkins, or Mr. Miller, or anyone on behalf of this defendant. At that time, any of these reports could have been discovered should they have chosen to do so, and they simply have chosen not to do it. Now they come before the jury judge and try to make it look as if the state is hiding items of evidence from
Morning, Teresa.
And to that procedure we object. We object to all of what Mr. Knowles is doing. It's highly improper. It's prejudicial to the state's case. We're asking the court to not allow it to occur.
No.
Yes, Your Honor, that's quite a grab bag of stuff. First, it's interesting to hear Mr. D'Amour's statements concerning what the report reflects. If Mr. D'Amour could tell us whether these documents have been in the possession of the Volusia County State Attorney's Office, because I heard a number of times here that we've been provided with everything the state has. I'm telling you, we have not had those reports. And if Your Honor wants, we could put on Ms. Jenkins, Ms. Miller, myself, and you can have a hearing on that. Those reports have never been provided. The name I asked this witness about has never been provided, Philip Williams. The questions that I intend to ask this witness about Philip Williams were developed by us while we were looking through the reports here in front of you. The reports are relevant, as Your Honor will hear during the course of the questioning. They relate to the investigation of the Dixie County case. They relate directly to the direct examination that Mr. D'Amour has elicited, including hearsay say, including contact with other agencies relating to what this officer did in Dixie County, and they go directly to the issue of whether Ms. Wuornos may be responsible for the Dixie County case. It's proper cross-examination.
It's obvious you don't have your act together. And I think it is not very polite of your both of your part to inconvenience the jury with these continuing haggling over evidentiary matters that should have been defended to the trial. I'm not going to leave that jury locked up in that room. I'm going to give you 1 hour.
Tell me it's not the same, dude. Tell me it's not the same. This is the same person.
Get your act together. When I come back, I'm going to proceed, and we're going to wrap this case
morning,
up
Caddy.
the way it should be done.
Judge, all I'm saying is, for purposes of cross-examination, our act is together. I have questions in
I'm
front
not
of
going
me.
to discuss it anymore. I'm saying you have 1 hour to get your act together, and I'm going to let the jury go out of this court, out of the jury room, because they're not going to be inconvenienced further.
And Judge, I don't mean to quibble with you, but my cross-examination is ready.
Well, obviously it's not. You're asking this man to refer to other things that from what I heard is something fact.
Like, am I joking? I mean, like, it's the same picture, guys.
Well, let me give you an example. Remember Mr. Cocking in reference to the Spears case. I asked that officer, who is Mr. Cocking? And it was very relevant information that was elicited. This is along those same lines. It's not a fishing expedition. I think I have an idea of what the officer will say.
You're speaking with fork in tongue, sir.
With all due respect, I don't think so, Judge.
Well,
Judge
you
Chin.
haven't seen it, and I don't want to say we have all this knowledge about it.
Judge, we read it right before you. We read it right here.
I still say that's fork in tongue.
Well, then we would request a hearing, Your Honor. Let's have Ms. Jenkins and Mr. Miller and all of us testify, because seriously, Judge, it's not...
I don't need to hear what
It is 14 degrees here right now, dude. What is happening? Why did I not look at this yesterday? Oh my god. I'm trying to see what inches they're calling for here. My god.
I have to say at this stage of the trial.
Your Honor, may I introduce one matter for the record? By letter, it's been previously marked as states 6K for identification. The letter dated June 7th, 1991, addressed from myself to Mrs. Jenkins at the Public Defender's Office. I'd be asked and supported
Give it to the clerk or the witness.
Oh my god, by tonight it's going to be 7 degrees. Oh my god. It's only going down. Oh my lord. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready for all this. Yeah, into the night. 5 degrees in the morning. 5 degrees in the morning when we got to go to work. What the fuck?
as evidence. As to the
You
hearing,
went to the council, I'm not interested in what it says.
And for the record, in the file, Your Honor, you have numerous discovery requests by Ms. Jenkins.
And I requested this specific material 3 times to Mr. Tanner since his trial began and prior to this trial beginning, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm once again not going to use the L word, but I think the court...
Carrie.
I object to that, Your Honor.
These are little smart remarks, and you just have to overlook them, you know. If you ignore your more, whether it's bad...
I don't have any waters!
When you see it's immaterial to me, who's opposite being ignored.
I didn't see what it feels like.
Try a lawsuit, that's all I'm trying to do.
Judge, Mr. Tanner...
Oh my god, feels like -1. Oh my god. And still snowing.
Kick the matter around. Why don't you give us 5 minutes?
I told you you had an hour.
Well, we're ready for cross.
Judge, and we'll just simply pose very clean objections that it's outside the scope or something like that, and you can rule before the jury, won't require argument. He's ready with cross, and Judge, we're ready to proceed. Perhaps the jury or all of us need maybe a 20-minute break, but certainly not an
I'd
hour.
like to get rid of this witness before we break.
Yes, sir. We'd like
this on stand.
We believe we can do that, Judge. We think we have
Hey,
it.
Mr. Tanner and I have discussed it, Your Honor. I think what's happened is whatever objection Mr. DeMoore started with has sort of devolved into a discovery issue. But I'm telling you, we're ready to go.
All right, then we'll get going.
Judge, members, may we just introduce this for the record, not to be presented to the
Mark for identification, but it's in the file.
Ms. Jenkins, do you recognize my letter of June 7th, 1991 to you?
I'm not going to testify, Mr. DeMore.
That's fair.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bring it in, jury. Yes.
Your Honor, so as not to evolve any further, may Mr. Tanner do the objection, and I'll sit here quiet. Thank you.
The jury was out for that argument.
Detective Tanner, during the course of your involvement in this case, did you come across the name of an individual named Philip Williams?
Yes, sir.
What information did you ascertain regarding that individual? Who is he?
Mr. Williams is a detective with the Indian River County Sheriff's Office. The information that you're referring to is a faxed copy of an investigative report of his concerning Charles Sizlove.
Before obtaining this document from Detective Williams, did you contact Indian River, or how did it come about that that information reached you?
I received information from the Calhoun County Correctional Institution that there was a Charles Sizlove in custody there that had information concerning Mrs. Wuornos. I traveled to Calhoun County Correctional Institution where I conducted a recorded interview with Mr. Sizlove. During the course of this interview, I had met with a inspector with the prison system there with the Calhoun County Correctional, and he referred this detective to me then that Mr. Sizlove had indicated knowledge of a homicide that they had investigated years past. And this is that investigative report of Mr. Sizlove's knowledge of that homicide.
When was it that you spoke to Mr. Sizlove?
So I wasn't asked to prepare to present Mr. Antonio's case, so I have not prepared myself to do so. I would guess late August, early September of 1991.
And you yourself actually spoke to this Mr. Sizlove?
Yes, I have, sir.
During the course of your investigation, did you come across the name Susan Blankenship?
Yes, that name is familiar.
How about Randy Blankenship?
Yes.
Who is Randy Blankenship?
Randy.
My understanding, these are two names that was developed by the Volusia County Sheriff's Office and had reference to the locating of Mr. Antonio's vehicle. These people gave the Volusia County Sheriff's Office interviews concerning seeing a vehicle being on the shoulder of the road in the area where Antonio's vehicle was found, and they described a second vehicle, and they described just being all seen during darkness hours. They described in general some persons that they saw there.
And they, in fact, described two females, did they not?
Yes, I believe that they, both of them felt that they were female subjects.
One of the females they described was heavyset, correct?
Again, I haven't read those narratives in some time, but I'm not prepared to, to say just what that description was.
The two females that they described, do you recall what the descriptions were specifically?
No, sir, I do not.
Do you recall what they said about them specifically?
Specifically, no, not in specifics.
There were certain items of property found, there were certain items found in the vehicle, were there not?
Yes, sir, there was.
There were some beer cans in the vehicle?
There were some beer cans in the vicinity of the vehicle. I don't think they were actually in the car itself.
Your Honor, may we identify which vehicle we're referring to?
The vehicle that the witness testified to, Your Honor, question go.
Your Honor, you got it.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. In addition, in the trunk of the vehicle, isn't it true that the license plate was in the trunk?
So I'm told, yes, sir.
There were also some 38 spent casings in the vehicle, were there not?
There was not.
Were there 38 spent casings in the vicinity of the vehicle?
I believe there was some found in the vicinity of the roadway where the vehicle had been backed off of.
Those were collected and taken into evidence, were they not?
Yes, there were.
During the course of your investigation in this case, did you receive information that 2 women were also seen in the Wildwood area? Wow. Reports of that effect.
I have heard some discussion of that, yes.
And I think I put a tab in it. You could use it to refresh your recollection. Do you recall what date was provided as far as that report is concerned, as that cited? Approach the witness, Your Honor.
May I forward on that question, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Officer, are you referring to a narrative of a report of someone else?
Referring to a documentation that's on Sheriff Don Moreland's letterhead.
But you did not make that report,
No, sir, I did not.
and you did not interview the person who was the subject of that report,
No, sir.
and you didn't hear the words of whoever that person was?
No, sir.
Your Honor, we would object as to the hearsay.
If I may follow up on the voir dire.
Yes, sir.
Detective, you were involved and had contact with other detectives in this case, did you not?
Yes, I have.
With Sergeant Munster of Marion County, correct?
Yes, sir.
With
Sergeant
Brian Jarvis
Munster?
of Marion County, correct?
Yes, sir.
With Larry
What a
Horzello
great
of
name.
Volusia
The
County,
Munsters?
correct?
Correct, yes.
Jerry Thompson of Citrus County, correct?
Yes, sir.
With Detective Muck of Pasco County.
That's correct.
And all of you exchanged information, did you not?
Yes, sir, we did.
And the reports that all of you prepared were passed along from one to the other, correct?
I've only passed along those that's been requested from me.
And you also received reports from these other officers.
That's correct, yes.
And in conducting your investigation, is it fair to say that you relied on those reports?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I think the question is proper as to what the witness learned and what he did with that knowledge.
Well, what he did, fine, but you were asking him.
What?
State detective, the way I understood the question, and you want to ask me what he did as a result of it, then you may proceed.
All I was saying, Your Honor, is you got to ask what it was before you get to what he did with it. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense as a question.
Well, I'm not going to let you
Sure.
have your touch.
Whoa! He's doing the hand thing. His hand's out like the thing. Oh my God! It's the picture. It's the picture. That's where this picture came from. That screenshot right there. What the fuck, dude? What is happening? We live inside of a dream and nothing is real. Oh my God. Wow.
Here's
What a
Regarding
pause.
the information that 2 women were seen in the Wildwood area, what did you do with that information?
I haven't done nothing with it, sir.
What date was provided?
According to this
That's right.
document, seemed to be September the 11th of 1990.
It's got to be the best one I've ever
May
done.
I respectfully ask board iron on that again? Was that from the report you just referred to, written by someone else,
That's correct.
based upon the information allegedly by a third party?
That's correct, sir.
Your Honor, that's precisely the matter I objected to.
state detective on that.
And I ask that that answer be stricken from the record, and the jury instructed to disregard.
Disregard the last answer.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mr. Antonio was a truck driver, was he not?
He had been employed in that in the past.
You have a document in there called a VICAP or VICAP, V-I-C-A-P,
Yes, I do.
like a checklist. Could you turn to that, please? that is a report that has sort of a checklist of items, is it not?
Yeah.
If you could just turn to item 138. In that item, you indicated that the decedent was not placed in an unnatural or unusual position. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
If you could turn to item 166. And just look at that to refresh your recollection. The decedent did not have his dentures, did he?
That's correct, yes.
If you could turn to item 167, you checked off there that this case did not involve an unusual assault, did you not?
That's correct.
When you spoke to Rose McNeil, you gave her a photograph of Tyria Moore to look at.
The photographic lineup.
And that photographic lineup included Tyria Moore's photograph.
Yes, sir.
Where did you get Tyria Moore's photograph from?
My personal collection.
I'm not sure where that was developed. It was not developed specifically by me, but in the course of the investigation.
You did not take that photograph yourself.
No.
You received it from other law enforcement
Hello,
officers.
Eileen. Come on, Eileen.
Just like the information about Wildwood that you received from other law enforcement officers.
That's correct.
What made you ask other law enforcement officers to provide you with Tyria Moore's photograph?
I didn't ask.
They just sent it to you.
Well, it was brought up, we were meeting daily, we were living together, and the photographs, when obtained, each officer was furnished a copy of those photographs.
So you were meeting daily. When did you start meeting daily, by the way?
I'm sorry?
When did you start meeting daily?
Along in first part of December of '90.
Okay. The identification that you talked about regarding, as far as Rose McNeil is concerned, occurred in November, however, did it not?
I'm not sure the exact date, sir.
What was the date?
Can we have the record, you count the date that he met with Rose McNeil?
Yeah.
Or the date Mrs. McNeil indicated that you saw the car?
The date that you motioned to strike, Your Honor, and the date you first met with Rose McNeil.
All right, sir.
According to the transcribed statement, taken from Mrs. McNeil.
Oh my God! You know what I have? You know what I'm
conducted-
gonna do when I get off here? Since I'm trapped and I can't do anything, I can't even go shopping. I do have a little bit of food though. I do have a little bit of food. I've got some bacon. I've got some eggs. I've got some biscuits. I've got some gravy. Oh my God! I'm thinking about that right now, dude. And tonight I think I got chicken and hamburger steaks. So I could do something for dinner. I got some canned veggies. I think I can make it. I think we're gonna make it. The only problem is I've got to drink this shit. I've got like a bottle of water. And I'm saving it.
On December the 22nd of 1990 at 3:20 p.m.
I'm trapped. I woke up. I didn't know all the snow was coming. And yeah, we're absolutely trapped. And it's still snowing. And it's not going to stop snowing. And it's 0. It feels like 1. Excuse me. It feels like -1. Oh my God. Why? Oh, fajitas. Oh God. Anybody new in here, if you didn't know, there's a fajita emoji. And every once in a while, the sound on this will go kind of wonky. And it almost sounds like sizzling fajitas. So just pop that emoji up and then I'll fix it.
And when you met with Ms. McNeil the first time, did you have Tyria Moore's photograph with you?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
I believe we did, so yes.
You did. Did you ask Ms. McNeil any specific questions about Ms. Moore?
There was questions asked about Mrs. Moore and Mrs. Wuornos. 30-some-odd page interview.
And Ms. McNeil provided to you information about Ms. Moore?
That's correct, sir.
What's up, Tasha? Morning.
Why did you show Ms. McNeil Ms. Moore's photograph, as opposed to just showing her Ms. Wuornos's?
For identification purposes.
At this time, is there an indictment in Dixie County regarding Ms. Wuornos?
No, there's not.
The grand jury has not charged her in Dixie County, has it?
No, they have not.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Judge, just very brief. I'd like to show you, if I may, what was previously introduced in evidence. That states 20 in evidence. As you, sir, if you could measure the barrel of stage 20 in evidence for me. And if you would, sir, from the inside of the revolver to the exterior.
Your Honor, may I have what view of the witness?
Yes, sir.
Sir, have you had contact with that firearm yourself previous to today?
Have I had it today?
Yeah, have you ever touched it before?
Not that I can remember, no, sir.
Are you qualified in the area of ballistics?
Ballistics, no, sir.
Are you qualified in any firearms-related areas?
Other than
an
firearm
expert
training in the course of my
Right?
life.
Real government
No, we
name.
would object to the witness testifying as to the firearm.
I don't know anything other than the measures.
Well, other than measuring it, just anticipating where it's going, Judge.
There's really any measure if you
He can measure it.
want, right?
What is the length of the barrel on stage 20 in evidence, the firearm identified as a murder weapon of Mr. Humphreys?
Objection, Your Honor. Motion to strike and for instruction, Your Honor.
And the jury will discard the question as framed by the prosecutor. Frazier, but
Can you tell us how large a barrel that is on stage 20, the firearm that you were holding in your hand?
5.5 inches.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
to keep witness being discharged.
I guess we need to keep him to copy his reports, Judge.
And, sir, you will stay available for our counsel to copy your reports.
So we're going next here this morning. What's next? What's next? Got a bunch of people coming up here. Let's see. Aileen Berry, the fiance of alleged victim Tory Burris. Crime lab analysis. If I could talk this morning. Ward Schwab. And more testify in the trial of Aileen Wuornos. So even more people. Looking at the names up here. Aileen Berry, Ward Schwab, Margarita Aruza, Rosemary Hill, and Bobby Copas. We're about to get down here in the next hour and a half. Let's go. Let me start out with Aileen Berry. Welcome in. I'll still fuck that up. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. All new members, welcome in as well. Appreciate it.
Would you please tell us your full name and introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
I'm Aileen Berry.
And Mr. Berry, where do you live? What city?
I live in Cocoa, Florida.
And did you know a Walter Gino Antonio?
I did
And how long did you know Mr. Antonio?
since the first part of 1963.
And did you and Mr. Antonio share a relationship?
Yes, we did.
Can you describe that to the jury?
So this is, yeah, she was with one of the, or I read that already, but yeah, she was romantically involved with one of the victims here, the Antonio.
We were friends.
Objection, Your Honor. Stipulated that she knows Mr. Antonio.
Can you tell us, ma'am, the last day that you saw Walter Gino Antonio alive?
November the 18th, 1990.
Ma'am, and can you tell us if you know where that was when you last saw Mr. Antonio?
Yes. It was at his trailer on Clear Lake Road in Cocoa.
Do you know if Mr. Antonio was employed at that time when you knew him?
Yes,
What was he doing for a living?
security guard.
Well, established relative. Work as a security guard?
Yes, sir.
And do you know whether Mr. Antonio was continuing on in that profession as of that date, or had he made any other plans?
He had made other plans.
And can you describe those plans to the jury?
He was on his way to Birmingham. He was leaving to go to Birmingham to pick up a truck. He was going back to driving a long-distance truck. That's the longest truck driver.
And did he have plans on a long-term basis for becoming a truck driver?
Yes, he did.
And how about his job with the security company? Had he made any arrangements there?
He had given a 2 weeks' notice.
Now, can you tell us, when you last saw him on November the 18th, he was on his way on this trip to Birmingham, Alabama?
Yes, sir.
You know whether or not he had any money on him?
Yes, sir.
You know how much money he had?
Approximately $140.
Would you describe your relationship with Mr. Antonio as a close relationship?
Objection, Your
Yes.
Honor.
Were you familiar with various personal property that he owned?
Yes, I was.
Did you discuss how much money he was taking with him on his trip?
Yes, I did.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, if I may approach you on?
Yes, sir.
You indicated that you had known Mr. Antonio since 1963, is that correct?
Correct?
During the course of your relationship with him, did you have occasion ever to purchase any personal property for him?
Yes,
such
I
as jewelry and things of that nature?
Yes, I did.
Ma'am, let me show you what has been introduced in evidence that states 102 described as Mr. Antonio's ring. And let me ask you if you can identify this ring, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I bought that for him.
Do you remember where you bought it from?
Yes, sir. Service merchandise in Melbourne, Florida.
And whose ring was this that is identified as states 102?
Whose ring?
Yes, ma'am. Whose
That's
ring?
Gino Antonio.
Take over the rest of the question.
She has, Your Honor. Now, ma'am, were you familiar with any of the tools and equipment Mr. Antonio would keep in his car?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you, ma'am, what has been marked as states 5D, as in David for identification. I ask you if you can recognize this container and/or any of the contents therein.
That was a little box that he kept in the back of his car with tools in it. And his tools were, most of them was Craftsman.
Feel free to look through that if you think. Ma'am, are the tools you're looking at Craftsman tools?
Yes, they are.
You have your hand on some screwdrivers.
Yes, sir.
That looked like a toolbox
Those
he
looked
kept in
like
his
the
car?
toolbox and the tools that he kept in the back of his car.
You described a green plastic toolbox with miscellaneous tools, some Craftsman. Now, ma'am, do you know if Mr. Antonio had ever been employed as an automobile or a truck mechanic?
He was not a mechanic, so-called. He was a truck driver, but he did work on his car, his truck and things like that.
Ma'am, let me show you what has been marked as states, Judge of the Police Department open packet, states 5B for identification. Let me ask you, ma'am, if you can recognize this item.
Yes, sir, that's his.
How are you able to recognize what you're holding in your hand is a box end wrench?
It says Cadillac Gauge on it. He was a security guard out there, and he owned 3 wrenches that had Cadillac Gauge on them, just like, in different sizes as this.
That was Mr. Antonio's also.
It was.
If I know anything, I know a man's wrench when I see it, and this was his wrench. This was 100% my man's wrench. Antonio's wrench. Might as well say Antonio on it. It doesn't, but it might as well.
Did Mr. Antonio have any type of shaving device?
Yes, sir, I bought him a electric razor, rechargeable electric Remington razor.
Do you know anything that was he able to use that electric razor?
Objection, Your Honor.
Establish relevance, Your Honor. Go ahead.
Yes, he was, until he broke some, or damaged some, I call them little teeth that was in it. Was
The head of the electric razor?
The head of the electric razor.
And let me show you what it had previously marked for identification purposes. I ask you to examine it as states 5Cs for identification. And please be careful, it does have fingerprint powder on it. Let me ask you if you can recognize that razor.
Can I see the heads?
Yes, ma'am, go right ahead and you handle it.
Yes, sir.
How were you able to identify that as Mr. Antonio's razor?
Those little things there, and this is the one that I bought him.
This is the razor you bought him with, that you described with the broken heads on the top?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness is identifying the razor that is described in states 5Bs for identification. 5Cs, excuse me, Your Honor. Does Mr. Antonio possess any type of flashlights or lighting equipment that he took with him on that trip on the 18th?
Yes, sir, he had several flashlights, and he usually kept several in the car.
Ma'am, let me show you what has been marked for identification purposes as states 6 H's. And I'm going to ask you to open that. Let me give you a scissors. I'm going to ask you if you can recognize what's contained in states 6 H's for identification.
Bags rattled. I don't know if
Yes.
I don't know if it was wife or just like a longtime girlfriend. I'm not sure if she said wife, but they were together for like 30 years.
So this is the box that a flashlight came in that my daughter gave Gino.
Walter Antonio was also known as Gino, wasn't he?
Yes, we call him Gino, his middle name.
Let me show you, ma'am,
Oh,
what the
Gino.
mark states 5A
Shit.
for identification. And in reference to what has been
I like the name
described by
Gino.
you as states 5H, can you tell me, and be careful about the pouch, can you recognize what's contained in states 5H? for
Morning,
identification?
Jen.
That's flashlight.
That was Mr. Antonio's flashlight. Now, ma'am, what has been contained in states 5H, the box, can you tell me who you gave this to?
My daughter gave it to, let me show you something. My daughter gave it to Gino, the flashlight was in it. There's her initials.
Okay. And you gave that to Detective Pinner to show him
Yes, I
some of
did.
the articles that might be
Yes, I
missing from
did.
his car?
What the hell's going on? What is the point of all this?
Think you would recognize Mr. Antonio's car if you saw it again?
Yes, I would.
Ma'am, let me
Sneeze.
show you what has been introduced in evidence of states 98 and identified as his automobile. Do you recognize it as Mr. Antonio's car?
Yes, I do.
When Mr. Antonio left you on the morning of November the 18th, 1990, did he have a license tag affixed to that car?
Yes, he did.
Do you recall whether or not he had any type of bumper stickers or other identification affixed to the bumpers or other areas of the car?
He had a support your sheriff's department sticker.
Support your sheriff's department sticker. Do you see that on any of those photographs?
Can you speak a little louder, ma'am?
All right.
Ma'am, I want to make sure the juror at the end can hear you. What type of bumper sticker was it that he had on his car when he left you on November the 18th, 1990?
Objection, Your Honor.
The only one I remember being on it was a sticker that said, support your sheriff's department.
Thank you. Ma'am, let me show you a photograph that has previously been introduced in evidence and identified as that of Walter Antonio. Is that the gentleman we're talking about who was the owner of all this property before you in the automobile?
That's Walter Gino Antonio.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I have no further questions.
Counsel, you may inquire.
Ma'am, thank you for coming. No questions.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would offer each of the items previously marked as exhibits as state's evidence and ask it to be published to the jury.
Counsel, the ongoing objection.
And predicate objections, Your Honor. There has not been testimony as to many of the items, how they got here to court.
Let the item be received and marked and identified.
Your Honor, may Mrs. Berry be excused?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much. Agent Schwob, the record reflects that Agent Schwob has previously been sworn as a witness and testified here in court. Agent Schwob, I'd like to show you a number of items that have been introduced in evidence. Clear up any question as to where they were obtained. I'm going to ask you if you could tell me
Objection
as to where each of those items were obtained.
Rephrase your question.
I ask you if you can identify the green plastic container with the tools.
Worcestershire? I don't think I can say it right. Worcestershire? I don't really know how to say it myself.
Introduced. But if you give me a moment, I'll get them all.
I got some victims' family members here, I'd imagine. Zooming in on. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. Hitting the old like ski. Of course, I will be going live tonight on the second channel on Wrestle Plunge at 6 Eastern. And new folks like Sleuthy, the sweetheart that's in here right now. I have a second channel as well, and I get it. It's a pro wrestling channel. It's a little bit different. It's not like current wrestling. It's really me telling stories and watching old wrestling from the 80s and 90s on there. But every Sunday night, I do lives on there at 6 Eastern. And a lot of fine folks from the Buzz Nation come over. We have a good time. This stream will actually take you directly into that stream, and even if you don't stick around for it later, I totally get that, but if you wouldn't mind hitting a like when you get there. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out this morning. Hell yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, we just hit 10K last Sunday on there. Put a lot of work into the videos on there. Oh, that new video I just dropped on there, I think it's going to be a dud. I took a real risk on that new video. Like, it's not... Like, my audience is not John Cena fans. Like, my audience is... And me, really, too. Like, I still watch wrestling now, but... Like, my real focus is on old, classic, 80s, 90s. I don't even really go into the 2000s much, so I think that video is going to bomb pretty hard. But the fine people that have come through on there, I appreciate it.
Jury, I'm going to introduce them for the purpose of the record, Your Honor, with their...
I missed it. What was she doing?
Agent Schwob, State 104. Which
Your Honor, we have the running objection again. Bring it up every once in a while to remind the record. That's right.
State 104, which has been previously identified as the property of Gino Antonio, a multi-purpose lantern. Do you recognize that item, sir?
Go ahead and shout you out here. Just a Crazy Jen coming through, helping me out this morning. $2 holla, and that gets Jen on the wheel. We were 3 names away from a spin here this morning and giving away some goodies. Jen, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, I do.
States 105, the green plastic toolbox with miscellaneous tools. Do you recognize that item, sir? Identified as the property of Walter Gino Antonio.
Objection to the comment.
The evidence will say. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I recognize this.
What has been introduced as States 106 in evidence, a man's electric razor with broken teeth. Do you recognize it? And carrying case.
Yes, sir, I do.
So what has been introduced as States 107 in evidence, what I would describe as a box end wrench with the Markham's Cadillac gauge on it. Do you recognize those items?
Yes, sir, I do.
Can you tell me where States 104, the lantern, States 105, the plastic toolbox with tools, States 106, the man's razor with missing teeth, and States 107 were located by you, and when and where?
They were taken from storage locker number 43G at Jack's Mini Warehouse, which was located at 1104 North Nova Road, and they were collected on the 14th of January, 1991.
That is the same storage location that you testified to previously in court?
That's correct.
Pursuant to the search warrant?
That's correct.
Sir, let me show you what has been marked and placed in evidence as States 92 in evidence, States 89 in evidence. For the record, photograph of a yellow flashlight, plastic. States 92, a GE mini radio and stereo cassette. States 91, a man's tote bag, brown in color. And
God, everything is covered in this white looking stuff. Like, is it just dust or is it cocaine? It's so fucking white.
Hair cutting scissors in an orange and plastic container.
It's like maybe it's dust from dusting for prints,
Previously
right?
introduced in evidence of States 93 in evidence.
Maybe that makes sense. Like everything they pulled out just looks like this.
I show
It's
you
like it's
also
been in
the States 94 in
a
evidence.
damp garage for years and it's growing mold. Yeah, that's what makes sense. So yeah, Bob Mata, Defense Diaries, was on here Thursday hanging out with me watching some dash cam pit maneuver stuff. He told us he was going to the Bears football game today, but he just now tweeted this out. What kind of fucking moron willingly goes into this shit to watch a football game? Well, it's what he's dealing with. 5 degrees, feels like -9. And ready to fucking go. Oh man, he's got clear roads though. Look at that. That's some clear roads. Damn, that's dedication.
Yes, sir, I recognize all these items.
Let me show you the what has been marked and placed in evidence of States 95 in evidence. Do you recognize this object? Let me show you the marking, sir, on the bag.
I thought many
Oh
of
my
these,
God.
a lot of this
Well,
testimony
we're all
is
feeling it.
familiar. I would object on the basis of it being asked and answered.
Cold
Your Honor,
states.
counsel has objected that these items are not established for a proper predicate. I'm now doing so.
Not all of them. Your Honor.
Well, I think those numbers are evidence.
Please, Your Honor, counsel specifically objected to states 95, claiming that no predicate had been laid by this witness. Each and every item that I've just named to you, sir, starting back with states 95, the blue and brown suitcase. States 94, the bluish colored duffel bag. States 92, the cassette radio GE model. States 93, the man's windbreaker, brown in color with plaid insert. States 91, the man's tote bag, brown in color. States 90, pair of hair cutting scissors. And states 89 in evidence, the yellow flashlight. Where were each and every one of these items recovered and on what date?
From within storage unit number 43G at Jack's Mini Warehouse. They were recovered on the 14th of January 1991.
Pursuant to the search warrant you previously testified to?
That's correct.
What if we're seeing some of that stuff? Do you remember earlier in the year when they actually, what did they do? They auctioned off some of Aileen Wuornos' personal items, like from the trial and stuff. Like I know her tennis shoes and very weird things, but odd things. But I wonder if some of the stuff we're seeing here.
So let me show you what has been previously introduced in evidence. It states 82 in evidence.
Stay
Described
neutral.
as
I'll know shit about
blanket. Do you recognize it?
Yes, sir. I do.
Where did you obtain this and when?
Again, from Jack's Mini Warehouse, number 43G, on the 14th of January 1991.
So lastly, what has been described and marked in evidence is states 75 in evidence. Man's briefcase, or a briefcase. Do you recognize this item, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Where did you obtain this item?
Again, from number 43G of Jack's Mini Warehouse.
And were you able to open this item in open court, sir, using a various series of numbers?
That's correct.
Do you recall?
I think we did. I remember the series of numbers.
State 75 in evidence, the briefcase you're describing was once again found in the same mini warehouse as all the remaining items
That's
for
correct.
the jury, all placed in evidence.
That's correct.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions of this witness.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may just have a moment to look at some things here, Your Honor. Let me ask you to take a look at
Evidence they got
what's
over
been
there.
previously
Tucked
marked
away.
as Exhibit 3H.
We're bringing this back out again. He just had that up there.
And let me ask if you can tell us, where did that come from?
Well, why don't we give him the wrapping so we can identify?
Sure, I'm sorry. Take the wrapping.
And why don't we ask him if he is the one who receives that item?
I'd like to do that over here.
Keep hitting that. I gotta move this. Hold on. It's my Cena script.
Sir, I have no idea where this came from.
No idea at all. It did not come from Jack's Mini Warehouse, however, did it?
No, sir.
It was not in 43J, was it?
No, sir.
Whatever contents may be in there, those also would not have come from 43J of Jack's Mini Warehouse, correct?
To my knowledge, that's correct.
Do you know any combination that would open that suitcase?
No, sir, I do not.
Did you speak to any officer with regard to where that suitcase came from?
No, sir, I did not.
We also spoke yesterday, I think you testified yesterday, correct?
That's correct.
We spoke a little bit about some of the other items that you found in 43J of Jack's Mini Warehouse. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
Recall testifying there was a whole lot of stuff in there, a lot of personal items.
That's correct.
Do you recall finding a license or registration tag bearing the name Tyria Moore at Jack's Mini Warehouse?
Could you be more specific to what you mean by licensed or registration tag?
Did you find any documents bearing the name Tyria Moore at Jack's Mini Warehouse?
Yes, I did.
And we testified yesterday regarding the report you prepared in this case. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall the combination that Mr. Demore asked you to employ on the little small suitcase there?
Right offhand, I do not.
You would not know if that combination opens the large suitcase as well, would you?
Counsel, can I help you with the number?
Sure.
365329, Mr. Humphrey, Social Security.
Objection, motion for mistrial, Your Honor.
Miss Schwab. Mrs. Jen Schwab.
Try that combination on that suitcase, sir.
You mean the one that's already set here? 365329?
And that's what it's set to, isn't it?
Yes.
And yesterday you testified regarding your report in this case.
That's correct.
And the first name listed in the report under reference is Tyria Moore, correct?
That's correct.
And that was January 29th, 1991. Yes, 1990.
That's correct.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Schwab, do you acknowledge Tyria Moore was a suspect at one time in this case, wasn't you?
I believe so, yes.
Thank you, sir. Nothing further.
Do you know if Tyria Moore is a suspect today? You personally?
I do not know.
For all you know, she should be a suspect today, correct?
I do not know.
Nothing further.
Not a witness speaks for you.
Sir, you may stand down, call your next witness, please.
Would you state your name?
Hold on, let me get this witness's name. I got to sign back into my YouTube though. It's for some reason signed me out.
Please, your profession, and tell this jury your educational and experience background.
My name is Margarita, spelled M-A-R-G-A-R-I-T-A. Last name Arruza, A-R-R-U-Z-A. I'm a physician. I'm a pathologist. Actually, I'm an associate medical examiner right now in Jacksonville.
Your Honor, may I pose one preliminary question?
You may.
Doctor, you don't need all this stuff here for your testimony, do you?
No.
Your Honor, why don't we get this stuff out of the way so that we can concentrate on the doctor's note? Would you like me to do it?
You're asking.
I didn't want to there, but... Your Honor, why not do it?
Your Honor, permit me to assist.
Yes, sir, you can help too, Mr. Tanner.
Computer is freaking out right now. I'm signed in, motherfucker.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr. Tanner.
Oh my God, what is happening?
So I keep on going?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
I apologize, Dr. Russo. I asked you your educational and experience background, what your current profession is.
I went to medical school at the University of Madrid, Faculty of Medicine in Madrid, Spain. Then I came to the United States. I did a training in anatomical and clinical pathology at the University of Illinois Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. That is for 4 years. Then I did a subspecialty training in forensic pathology at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office in Chicago, Illinois. I'm board certified in anatomical and clinical pathology and also in forensic pathology. I came to Jacksonville 2.5 years ago and I've been associate medical examiner since.
Your Honor, we would tender Dr. Wuornos as a forensic pathologist and expert in her field.
You may inquire.
No questions, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dr. Wuornos, did you have occasion to perform an autopsy on a man whose identity you learned to be Walter Gino Antonio?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury, please, when and where that autopsy took place, your observations and conclusions with regard to any trauma you may have observed?
Okay. I performed the autopsy on the 20th of November of 1990. The body was that of a white male, and going specifically for injuries, he had 4 gunshot wounds.
May I slow you down just for a moment? You say a white male of what species?
What do you mean, what
Well, was he a
species?
human being?
Oh,
What?
Human white male.
What? Kind of question is that? What do you mean, what species? She was even like, what? And then he was like, yeah, you know, he's trying to like save it. And she's, look at her reaction and face. She's like, you're a fucking idiot. What are we doing?
I know that it's just courtroom.
Okay.
Did he say it's just corporate? What the fuck are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
Going specifically for the injuries, he had 4 gunshot wounds.
Bro, what is happening?
I'm gonna
dude?
start.
He's trying to like save it to where he didn't seem like a complete fucking idiot when obviously he's a moron.
The gunshot wounds, I'm gonna number them 1, 2, 3, and 4. That doesn't mean that was the
Poor lady.
one,
Her
first
face
one,
said it all.
second,
She's
third
like,
one, or fourth one shot, and it's just
what?
order. He had a gunshot wound on the lower back, on the mid
Species
lower
was
back.
the victim.
Your Honor, may Mr. DeMoore volunteer for a prop?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter who that was.
Yes, sir.
That's hilarious.
May the witness stand down and demonstrate on Mr. DeMoore.
This lady hates everything. She's like, fuck.
He had a gunshot wound on the mid lower back, approximately at this level. That wound was simple gunshot wound, but then around had what we call gunpowder stippling. That means it's a close range shot. The bullet went straight into his spine and severed the spinal cord. He had another gunshot wound.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Had another
Oh my
gunshot
God.
wound that
Who is
entered
fucking
approximately
asking
this
these
level
questions?
on the right side of the back. Again, with gunpowder stippling, indicating that it's a close-range shot, and the bullet went through the lung, and I recovered a .22 caliber bullet, approximately at this level, on the left side of the anterior chest. Wound course, back to front, right to left, and up. He had another wound at approximately this level on the back, on the right side of the back. Again, with gunpowder stippling, again, close range. The wound cord, I recovered a .22 caliber bullet on the right side, on the front of the chest, at this level. This one went back to front, minimally, from right to left, and up. Again, all of them steep angle. These two, the other one, since it got into the bone immediately, you really cannot tell much of an angle. Then the fourth wound was on the head, on the back of the head, in the area of the occipital bone, slightly to the right of the midline. That one I had to shave, and if later on you can see some photographs, I had to shave the hair to see exactly the characteristics of the wound. That bullet.
What's stupid is, like, instead of just like the guy that was asking that question of just admitting that he kind of misspoke and had like a moment of, we've all had moments like that. He doubled down and he's like, yeah, we got to ask that. No one's ever asked that.
Fractured the occipital bone and shattered. Again, it's a 22, so there are small bullets and they fragment very easily. It never went into the cranial cavity. As it shattered the bone also there, those fragments of bone did bruise the occipital lobe of the brain, but really the bullet in itself did not go in there. So that's about it. Four shots, at least 3 of them, I can say they were close range. I recovered 4 bullets, 4 .22 caliber bullets.
Right. With regard to the one in the hair at the back of the head, could you tell whether or not it also was at close range?
See, since you have plenty of hair in this area of the head, the hair can filter out the stippling. So I really cannot say if it was close range or not. Could have been, but then could have not been.
Your Honor, may the witness return to the stand and Mr. Moore retire.
I think the last court reporter, because there's a new court reporter, this blonde chick, I think the last one just bailed out. She ran away because she's like, I can't work under these conditions. I am sorry. The table is too small.
Doctor, I would like you to look at State's Exhibit.
It was for corporate. He literally said
6C and D. For identification.
Yeah, like what did he mean? That's a good question. I guess he meant gender. I think he got all the information he needed and he was still trying to, like, I don't know what he was trying to do, like, seem smarter than this chick, I guess. Ended up embarrassing the hell out of himself and still trying to play it off when clearly he was a fool.
And also,
you have seen them, Your Honor, and we'll address them if there's any effort.
First, I would ask you to tell us if you recognize photographs 6C and 6D, and if they, and what they picture. Go ahead.
Yes. They portrayed the back and the back of the head of Mr. Antonio.
All right, sir. Ma'am, the larger of the two, if you would examine it closely and indicate how that photograph may support the testimony that you've just given.
Objection to the form of the question.
Overruled.
You can see the 3 wounds.
Objection to the publication.
Don't say what's on there. That's all right.
Your Honor, the objection was that she tilted it up so the jury could see it. Could you look at it in such a way the jury's not looking at it until and unless the judge allows it in evidence? It's not in the evidence, yes, just for identification.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It shows the back with the 3 gunshot wounds as they were when the body was discovered.
All right, with regard to is the word stippling, powder burns, how do you spell that word?
S-P-L-I-T. God, I have to look.
And now we're in a spelling bee. What?
Well, that's all right. Doctors and lawyers don't spell well.
I can write it.
I understand. In fact, that's pieces of powder from the gunshot, correct?
Yes.
Does that show in the photograph that a large photograph that shows the back?
Yes, it does.
And would that photograph indicate, in your experience as a forensic pathologist, the approximate range that a pistol with a 5.5-inch barrel firing a .22 caliber round would be from the subject when it was fired?
Yes.
And could you tell the jury what that would be, please?
Approximately 6 inches away. The tip of the barrel was 6 inches away from the skin.
Now, we've heard your testimony without the jury seeing the photographs, but are the photographs of any assistance to you in explaining that testimony to the jury?
Yes, because if you've never seen stippling, that's the only way to see it and to understand what I'm talking about.
Your Honor, please, we would offer the larger photograph.
Your Honor. Doctor, if Mr. Tanner had not shown you the photographs, could you have testified as to powder?
I can testify to it, yes.
If Mr. Tanner had not shown you the photographs, could you have testified as to the range of the wounds?
Yes.
If Mr. Tanner had not shown you the photographs, could you have described what you did during your autopsy procedure?
Yes.
If Mr. Tanner had not shown you the photographs, could you describe to the jury what you saw?
Yes.
Without the photographs, would you have been able to describe those things in detail?
Yes, I could have.
Did you take notes during your examination of the decedent?
Yes.
And did you review those notes prior to testifying here today?
Yes.
Do those notes relate information such as that related in the photographs? By the
Yes.
photographs? Your Honor, we would object to the introduction of both photographs as unnecessary and irrelevant.
And may I ask another question, too, on that basis, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Likewise, if you were talking about shattered or broken bones, you could describe those without an x-ray, couldn't you?
Yes.
But an x-ray would do what if you had that to show to a jury?
Objection, Your Honor, that's not the test.
I'm not.
Are you not offering a smaller photograph?
We were going to offer it in a moment, Your Honor. We wanted to deal with them one at a time. We think the unique character of these wounds does bring it within the rules.
Yes. The objection to the rule that has to be received and marked in evidence.
Doctor, the second photograph, which the judge, His Honor, has put close to you, again, it's on the bench button. With regard to that, there appears to be a wound with absence of hair. Can you just explain that, please, to the jury?
Yes, because prior to taking that photograph, I shaved the hair off. See, that's the only way to really examine the wound.
And you found no residue of powder on the skin of that particular wound, correct?
Correct.
If there had been powder, it would have been caught in the hair.
The hair would have filtered it out, yes.
Your Honor, please, we would offer the second photograph of evidence at this time.
Same objection as stated and the cumulativeness objection, Your Honor.
The objection states this photograph. Yes, I think that.
Dr. Aruza, this is Exhibit 6M for identification. Is that a true and accurate copy of the diagram that you prepared contemporaneous with your autopsy reflecting the location of the wounds about which you testified in this case?
Yes.
Your Honor, we'd offer the copy of the doctor's records into evidence.
Your Honor, the previous running objection, we note again, but beyond that, there's no further objection.
Well, let that be received and marked out properly on the evidence.
Your Honor, we might need to move this closer now.
Where do you want it?
Ready, doctor, sit down momentarily. Doctor, we're working with a copy that realistically the jurors in the back probably can't see, but in any event, if you'll step back, your verbal testimony will be more significant than the areas to which you're referring.
Perhaps you're also going to be speaking away from the court reporter, so speak loudly enough so she can hear you.
Okay.
You want me to move the, stand, you can stand for that as long as you block the chart. I would ask you first with regard to and let's begin with the lower bullets. Could you point out on the first, that chart prepared by you at the time you did your autopsy?
Yes, this is what we call the body diagram. This is where we take our notes, we label all the injuries, we measure. This is our working sheet.
All right. Let's talk first about the lowest wound, in the back. Could you tell the jury where that struck and what the effect upon the victim would be?
That's the one that was on the mid side of the back, on the midline of the back, and went directly into the 9th thoracic vertebra, cutting the spinal cord at that level. That would mean paralysis
We can't see
of the
shit.
body from there down.
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled. All right,
It's also, for the record, Your Honor, it's beyond the scope of the Williams rule evidence, and it's also not relevant. Thank you.
If that had been the only shot delivered to the subject and he'd received medical care within a few hours, would he live?
Objection, Your Honor, and objection to the form of the question as well.
Objection number, if you can answer the question.
Yes, means paralysis, but yes, the person would have been alive.
All right, did you recover that bullet from the body?
Yes.
All right, would you look at the second wound higher up on the back and describe the, you described the trajectory earlier, but could you describe the organs or internal structures of the body that were implicated in the wound?
It went through the right lung and through the pulmonary hilum, which is the main where we have all the branching, all the arteries, the trachea, and the superior vena cava, which brings the blood return from the head back to the heart is a major vein. Causes massive internal bleeding. The bullet was recovered here on the left side of the anterior chest.
All right, the third bullet, please.
The third bullet is this one over here, and that one just went across through the right lung. I recovered again a .22 caliber bullet.
Likewise, would that wound alone, if reasonable medical care was administered within a few hours, necessarily be fatal?
Objection to the form of the question, Your Honor, and also beyond the scope of expert testimony.
Overruled.
It causes internal bleeding, massive internal bleeding. It's basically lethal within a couple of minutes.
All right, was that bullet also recovered by you?
Yes.
And finally, the fourth bullet, please.
The fourth bullet is the one on the head that just shatters, impacted the occipital bone, and caused just bruising. Actually, the fragmented bone is one bruising on the right occipital lobe of the brain.
Would you remain right there for a moment, please? Your Honor, may I hand her the exhibit that was submitted? Yes. Doctor, could you approach the jury, and I think probably have to go in at least 2, if not 3 approaches, and just point out with your finger the medical aspects concerning your autopsy, concerning these wounds, and the distance of the firearm from the wound.
This is the one in the midside.
And you must speak loudly enough, the court reporter can hear.
This is the one on the midside of the back. He's kind of a little bit stretching, but once you put it back up straight, this is on the midline, then the one was on the right lateral side, and then the other one, there was in the mid-back. And you can see, probably this is the best shot. Around, there is gunpowder. That is what we use to estimate the range of powder. That would put it about 6 inches away from the bone. The others show it too, those little, that's what we call gunpowder stippling or tattooing, which are powder burns. The one on the midline, the one on the right lateral side, and the one higher up. This one probably is the best photograph. It shows all the powder and the tattooing. You can see it on the others too. Since it's bleeding, I mean, once it's clean, you can see it even better.
Objection, Your Honor, to the last comment.
Overruled.
For the record, Your Honor, the witness is demonstrating the evidence to the jury.
Yes.
the one on the midline, the one on the right lateral side and the higher up. And that's the powder and the tattooing around.
Excuse me, I can't hear you.
Oh, the powder and the tattooing around. The one on the midline, right lateral side, the one higher up. And that's what I mean when I talk about gunpowder and tattooing, all those speckles that you see around you.
Did the alternate juror able to see at the end? He's not in the box, but he's our alternate juror.
One on the midline, right lateral side, higher up. The tattooing and the stitching around the wound that we use to estimate the range of the fire.
Doctor, did you package the bullets you took from Mr. Antonio's body?
Yes.
I'd like you to look at exhibits 5S, 5 S's in a row, and ask if you recognize the packaging, and if so, tell the jury, please, what it is.
It has 4 bullet envelopes, each one labeled with the plate, is my handwriting, saying where I retrieved the bullet from. So one reads left upper chest, T9, that means 9th thoracic vertebra, fragments, occipital bone, and right upper chest. And then is the other envelope where the crime lab person put all those bullets in. His initials and the date are also up there.
Would you examine the contents and see if you recognize what's in those packages, please?
Yes. Oh, there's another thing on the envelope. You will see on the right lower side there's a says photo. We always take photographs of the bullets as we take them out. Okay. I'm opening the one that says right upper chest. And yes, it's 22 caliber bullet. Fragments from the occipital bone. And yes, there are several bullet fragments. The one that says T9. .22. The one that says left upper chest. Yes, another 22 caliber bullet.
And you recognize those bullets and as they relate to this autopsy?
Yes.
Are those the same bullets you removed from Mr. Antonio's body?
Yes.
Your Honor, please, we'd offer the bullets into evidence at this time.
Objection, Your Honor. The one usual objection and a predicate objection.
Overrule it as the chief remarks.
Doctor, I note on your chart, which has now been received in evidence as State's Exhibit 109, in reference to the left hand, the word ring mark. What does that indicate? ring mark?
There was no ring, but most of us, when we wear a ring, once we remove it, you see white just because the sun exposes and tans the rest of the skin. So he had no ring, but he had the ring mark.
And your opinion with regard to the 3 wounds to the back is that if a 5.5-inch 22 caliber pistol was used, was how far from the subject when it was fired?
Objection to the form, Your Honor.
Overruled.
About 6 inches away, the tip of the...
There we go. Rare shots we get of Aileen because we really just see the back of her head. When she gets to turn around, we see a little bit. I really wish they had, which I mean, yeah, she probably glad they didn't, but you know, for me watching the damn trial, I wish that there was
barrel 6 inches away
her reactions
from
during
the body
testimony,
surface.
questions.
Could you tell the jury whether or not a toxicology test was run in the course of the autopsy, and if you know the results?
You'll turn the heat up just a
what the
notch. I'll be
results
right
were?
back, guys. Getting chilled.
Yes, we always test for drugs and alcohol, and alcohol was negative, and all it showed was caffeine and nicotine, meaning that he smoked and he drank some coffee.
Did you learn the age of the subject that you autopsied?
59 years old.
And did you prepare or cause to be prepared a death certificate in the case?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, it's not the most earth-shattering document, but we object to it as cumulative. It's not the most earth-shattering objection either, Your Honor.
Doctor, just before what the judge says. I'd ask you to look at Exhibit 111 in evidence. Can you tell the jury if that is a true copy of a document that you prepared or caused to be prepared?
Yes.
And what is it, please?
Is the death certificate
Of?
of Mr. Antonio.
And can you tell the jury, please, what the cause of death was?
Multiple gunshot wounds.
No further questions.
Yes, Your Honor. Doctor, did you prepare any reports regarding your examination?
Prepare any reports?
Yeah, any or type reports?
Yes.
Do you have those with you?
I have. You have the copies.
We have a chart.
Okay, that chart is the one I do at the time of the autopsy.
Okay, did you do anything else? Any notes or typed?
Those are the notes. If you want a copy of the entire autopsy report.
I'd love a copy of the entire autopsy report. Formally, we have not.
You have not received it?
We'll deal with it later. We'll deal with it later. Let me just take a look at it, Doctor, if I may approach the witness, Your Honor.
That's the original. I have an extra copy for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Your Honor, the witness has given me an extra copy, which I will take to the podium.
Your Honor, for the record, we'll formally withdraw the last time of not having that particular item. We do, in fact, have that item.
Yes, sir. Doctor, you testified on direct examination that, well, withdrawn. Were you able to ascertain anything as to the sequence of the shots?
No.
You don't know which shot came first, do you?
No.
You also talked a little bit about powder, stifling, that type of thing.
Yes.
You examined the decedent's hair in that regard.
Yes.
Was there any powder on the hair?
Not that I could see, but it's awfully difficult.
And you testified on direct examination that you know nothing concerning the sequence of the shots fired.
Yes.
You also testified that you became aware of the decedent's age
Later on, yes.
later on. And you also testified that you became aware of that you were looking for a ring mark, or you observed?
No, that was observed at the time of autopsy. There were several odd things about him. He came undressed, only with socks, and that he had absolutely nothing to identify him. He had no dentures. The ring marks, so it's like he's been stripped of everything that could be used for identification.
Did any law enforcement officers come to the examination with the decedent's body? Bring them to you?
Yes.
Detective Penn or one of those folks?
To tell you the truth, I don't remember.
You don't remember, but some law enforcement officers came.
Yes.
How did it come about that you learned the decedent's age? Who told you?
It was later on, we had to identify him through fingerprints. So once they ran the fingerprints and they got a name, of course it comes with date of birth and everything.
Did the law enforcement withdraw? When you indicated that the decedent had no dentures, it was obvious to you that he would wear dentures, correct?
Yes, because you could see on the palate a mark. You know, when you wear dentures for a long time, you have like a ridge where the dentures stop. And we looked in the mouth and it looked like he was a person that usually wore dentures, but he didn't have them on.
During the course of your examination, were you able to determine whether the decedent would have been standing or sitting at the time he was shot?
That I cannot tell.
Were you able to withdraw? When the law enforcement officers came to the examination with the decedent's body, did they talk to you at all? Or did they just drop the body off and leave?
No, they did.
They did talk to you. Did they indicate to you anything regarding what property they believed the victim had?
No.
Do you recall them saying anything to you about a billy club?
No. Don't recall.
Do you recall them saying anything to you about a .38 caliber gun that the decedent had?
No.
Do you recall? During your examination, were you able to ascertain whether the decedent was reaching for anything at the time he was shot?
No.
During your examination, were you able to ascertain whether the decedent was reaching for a billy club at the time he was shot?
No.
And you also testified that you could not conclude anything regarding the sequence of the shots.
You're correct.
I have nothing further. Thank you, Doctor.
Just a couple of questions, Your Honor. Dr. Rosa, did you cause a photograph to be taken of the deceased, Mr. Antonio's face at the time of autopsy, along with the identification number, identifying the case number?
Yes, we take...
Excuse me, and is Exhibit 6B that photograph?
Yes. We take photographs, ID photographs of the people come to our office and specifically of all the wounds.
You're not pretty good off photograph of the face, counsel?
We object, Your Honor.
Prior objection.
Thank you.
Insofar as the position of Mr. Antonio at the time he was shot, after he was shot square in the spine, would he have been able to stand up?
No.
Physically, once that bullet was delivered to the spine, what would be his ability to move?
Just the one that his arms will give him.
Nothing from the legs?
Nothing from the legs.
Further questions?
Doctor, were you able to ascertain during your examination how quickly the shots were fired?
They had to be very in a rapid succession because there was bleeding in all of them.
So it would be one after the other very quickly?
Yes.
Nothing further.
how long would a human being shot in the back and the lungs like that continue to bleed?
Relevancy, overruled.
It's hard to tell. Continue to bleed. You bleed until your drop pressure drops enough that you don't bleed anymore. And depending on the number of wounds and where's the blood going to, you can have from seconds to maybe a minute or two.
We're not talking about an instantaneous death, are we?
Objection. Overruled.
No.
And to bleed to death, to die, didn't he?
Yes.
No further questions.
Counsel, you read Cross?
Battling right now. This is interesting. Hey, more to strict 9.
Doctor, on the death certificate, you did not list excessive bleeding as the cause of death, did you?
More than Jessica.
No, because that's mostly what happens when you get shot. You exsanguinate.
Dude, YouTube does suck with notifications and stuff.
Due to the gunshot wounds, it's redundant.
I've seen notifications like a day later on lives. I'm like, what?
I don't ever do it.
You listed gunshot wounds,
Yes.
and those were the gunshot wounds that you testified came quickly.
Yes.
Nothing.
Nothing further. Doctor, will you excuse, Your Honor?
Yes, indeed. May he keep the doctor or
Go to Rosemary Hill.
Please, the court.
Little Rosemary.
Ma'am, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Rose McNeil.
And ma'am, do you have a place of employment?
Yes, I do.
And where is that?
It's in Harbor Oaks, Florida. It's Fairview Motel.
And how long have you been involved with the Fairview Motel?
A little over 2 years.
And are you the owner of that establishment?
Yes, I am.
Now, I'd like to take you back to November the 18th of 1990.
Hotel owner Rosemary Hill.
At that time, did you have registered as one of your hotel occupants a lady known to you as Cammy Green?
Yes, I did.
Do you know her by any other name?
Lee?
Do you see that individual in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Could you point her out, please?
She's sitting right here.
Can you describe what she's wearing?
She has a sort of peach suit.
Please, the court, Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness is identifying the defendant, Aileen Wuornos.
May I proceed?
Now, ma'am, back on November the 18th of 1990, may I approach on?
Yes, sir.
Did you have occasion to see what has been introduced in evidence of States 98 at your motel?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can you describe to the jury where it is that you first saw States 98?
It was parked behind my motel.
Okay. And that's a
It's going to
photograph
be
of an automobile?
Antonio's
Yes.
car.
When you first saw the car, did it have a vehicle tag on it?
No, it didn't.
Okay. Did you have any discussion with the defendant about the car, why it was at your motel?
Yes, she said that,
Overruled.
You may answer, ma'am.
she said that she had borrowed it from a man friend and that she had to park it back there so his wife wouldn't see it, because if he saw it, then she'd have to give it back.
Now, did there come a point in time that the car was no longer at your motel?
Yes, it was only there for possibly a day.
Did you have any further discussion with her about the car?
Well, she voluntarily, again, told me that she had to return it because the man's wife had seen her with it, so she had to return the car.
Now, during that period of time, or before that period of time, did the woman that you described as the defendant have a companion?
Yes, she did.
Do you know who that individual was?
Yes, it was Ty Moore.
Now, ma'am, at the time when you saw the car, do you know the whereabouts of Ty Moore?
She had supposedly went to Ohio for Thanksgiving.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, I just know from what they told me. She had left. I saw her leave with a suitcase and...
Objection here, Sarah.
I was about to say, that's hearsay, lady.
Who are you
No,
referring
she's
to
describing what she was
leave with the
told.
suitcase?
Ty and Lee was with her. They had were going to get a bus to go to the airport.
Was that before or after you saw this automobile?
Before.
After you saw the automobile and after it was no longer there at your motel, did you have any discussion about with Ms. Wuornos about the whereabouts of Ty Moore?
Yes, Lee had asked me if I could possibly take her to...
Overruled.
You may answer that.
If I could take her to pick up Ty.
Yeah, this is a hotel owner of where I'm guessing, Ty and Aileen were staying, and they had the automobile, which I think they stole the automobiles of multiple victims, but the one in question here, I believe, is one that's called Antonio. I don't remember his full name, but the guy that they keep talking about here.
When she came back from the airport, because it was going to be a Sunday and the buses weren't running.
Were you able to help her to pick up Ms. Moore?
No, she made other arrangements.
Thank you, ma'am. No further questions.
You may inquire.
Yes, Your Honor.
There we go. We don't see her ask that many questions. The lady lawyer, Aileen.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
You have testified that Lee and Ty lived at your motel, is that correct?
Yes.
And they lived at your motel on at least 3 occasions, separate occasions, isn't that true?
Yes.
And during that period of time, Lee and Ty were always together, except where you've indicated that Ty left for a vacation for a holiday, is that correct?
If you mean by always together, that they were either always both of them gone or both of them there, no, that's not correct.
Okay. When Lee would be out, be walking around, going out, Ty would go with her. They were close.
She didn't always go with her, no.
Okay. Ty didn't always go with her?
No.
Okay. During the periods of time that Lee stayed at the motel, you had occasions to see her so intoxicated that she was difficult to talk to, isn't that right?
Yes.
Lee stayed at your motel for a period of time after Ty left her, did she not?
Yes, about 5 days.
Okay. And during that time, she didn't want to stay in their old room because of the memories, isn't that true?
It's true.
And she was very broken up. She was very sad about the fact that Ty had left.
Yes.
Okay. One moment, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing else.
Mr. Moore?
Your Honor, may we publish the photograph?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, may this witness you?
Yes, sir. Do you need to keep this witness, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
You may stand down, you may depart. Ma'am, the rule has been voted that prevents you from discussing your testimony in case you please
Your Honor, before the witness's testimony actually begins, may we conduct a hearing to the court outside the presence of the jury?
May the jury take the item of evidence being published with them so they can view it?
All right, go ahead.
Judge, my understanding of, I don't know how this particular witness's testimony fits into the Williams rule evidence that the state has been presenting here. I know Your Honor has ruled as to the Williams rule as a whole, but this is a different category of evidence. I don't know if it would be appropriate for me to get into the substance of it, or maybe Mr. Tanner can relate, so Mr. DeMoore can relate some of what
is included in the recital of the notice of intent.
There's a separate notice with regards to this one, but what I'm saying is Your Honor's ruling originally that although you ruled on the Williams rule evidence, this is Williams rule evidence of a different type.
That was the addendum.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kopis was listed originally in the original notice of Williams rule. He was also additionally noticed in the state's addendum, which included Mr. Dalarosa.
Right.
And we argued this, Your Honor, before the court. At the time, we argued all the remainder. I do feel this is clearly Williams rule testimony.
So, I'm sure you understand, what I would really, I would refer you both of the notices that was filed, and we use similar fact testimony. And if that would, this, what is your name, sir?
Bobby Kopis.
His name is included in the
Yeah, that's not the issue, Your Honor. The issue is a relevancy issue relating to this type of evidence. The question is, what is this probative of? What does this
find
prove?
that out when it comes on. I see the recital A here, and if they fail to fulfill, they recite that.
But that's what I'm saying. It's the legal question for Your Honor is assuming that what is in the recital is what this witness will testify to. What material issue is that relevant to, particularly when you weigh against the prejudice, an undue prejudice to the accused?
I rule on that issue.
I'm sorry, Judge. And if I may, Your Honor, if the state could proffer before the jury comes in, what the similarity is that is intended to prove between this item of evidence.
I believe I've already ruled, because I'm correcting allegation made up of notice against was filed on August 5th, 1991. And recital set forth therein is the facts. The matter that say was filed on August 5th, 1991. I also read the addendum of the state's previously filed notice of some fact evidence filed on December 27, 1991. The allegations set forth therein, based upon those recitals, I rule the testimony of similar fact. You proceed.
We would respectfully object, Your Honor, and
we'll make an ongoing objection to every word in that speech.
we'll just put it together with the rest of the running objections. Thank you, Judge.
Sir, would you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name's Bobby Lee Copus. I live in Lakeland, Florida.
And Mr. Copus, I want to ask you where you were back on November 4th or 5th of 1990, if you recall.
I went over to the Lane's Truck Brokers to pick up some settlement checks for my big rigs. And
What kind of business are you in, sir?
trucking.
Okay, and were you employed as a trucker in a trucking business on November the 5th of 1990?
I had rigs on the road, yes.
Okay, sir. And can you explain to the jury what you were doing at the truck stop?
The Lane sent me over to get a driver. They'd been paging that morning. They couldn't get a hold of him. And I picked up my settlement checks. I was on the way to Orlando to pay for my insurance on my rigs. And so I stopped by the truck stop over there to get this driver they couldn't get on page. And as I was coming out of the truck stop, I run into that lady right there, some other truck driver. I don't even know the guy's name.
Let me stop you for a second, sir. You're pointing to someone to see here.
That young lady right there. In the
Describe what she's wearing.
The day I seen her?
No, sir, right now, so we know who you're talking about.
In the sink outfit right there with that flowery blouse.
May the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant, Aileen Wuornos.
May proceed.
Did you come into contact with Ms. Wuornos on or about November the 5th of 1990?
Yes.
Did you meet her?
Yes.
Would you describe to the jury the circumstances, how you first met her and what occurred?
Well, I was introduced to her as a lady with car trouble. His car broke down. And as they approached me, this driver asked me, he says, sir, I was getting in my wife's car. He says, which way are you going? I said, I'm going to Orlando to pay insurance on my rigs. He said, this lady's car broke down. Would you give her a ride? I said, I'm just going to Orlando. He said, but she lives in Daytona Beach. That's when she said she could call her sister. It's an hour drive. It's an hour drive from Haines City to Orlando. It's an hour drive from Daytona Beach to Orlando. I told her I'd give her a ride if her sister would meet her there and pick her up at the insurance place where I was going to pay my insurance.
Did she tell you anything about what had occurred herself?
After she got in the car, she said the car.
I think that's Rose's. That's a trucker's shirt.
Some kind of car,
That's a good old
carburetor.
Previous objection as to the conversation, Judge.
You can answer. Let me try to clarify something.
If I understand. Thank you, Judge.
Sir, before you got into the car,
Bobby came.
this conversation you were
Came
having,
to
you
court to
indicated
pick
Ms.
up
Wuornos
Lynn.
was there, and there was another individual?
Yes, this driver.
Was he a truck driver?
Yes.
Man or woman?
He's a man.
Okay. Was Ms. Wuornos with him at that time? When he
She was
walked
in
up
his
to him?
presence now. I don't know if she was, she was.
I think
in
it's
his presence.
Rose's.
That's what I mean. They were together.
Yeah.
Rose.
Okay, and what was it that you understood was necessary for you to do at that time based upon what was being told
Cowboy
to you?
shirt.
Well, I asked her,
He'll be
I
honest.
said, I'm going to Orlando. She said, well, if I call my sister, she can meet us in Orlando. I said, okay. I had the papers in my hand for the insurance company. And it was the corner of Cayley and Orange. It's where she said she'd have her sister pick her up at. If I just get her that far.
Did she say what had happened to her, why she needed a ride?
Well, she said she had to get her kids out of the daycare by a certain time.
Did she say how many children she had?
2.
2 children. And she had to get them out of daycare by a certain time?
Yeah.
And did you in fact give her a ride?
Yes,
What's he doing with his mouth?
Okay, can you
Why
explain
did he
what
just let his
occurred, if
mouth hang
anything, as you gave her a ride?
Well, When we got in the car, we drove out of the truck stop parking lot, through the bank, down there by the bank, through the bank, and I cashed checks or give them to the girl in the bank. She just put all the money in the envelope.
I think it's
sealed up.
gross.
Where'd you put the money?
Yeah, it came back to me, and I put it up over the sun visor.
What did you do, if anything, after you went to the bank?
Well, we drove out of the bank, we started back up 27.
Those are pretty popular
And
shirts.
that's when she
I like them shirts.
propositioned me.
If I'm going out
Tell
on the
ladies
town,
down
I'm
the
wearing
street
one of them
what
bad
she
boys.
said,
I'll tell you that
especially
one. Shit.
She propositioned me, and it kind of dumbfounded me for a minute because I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't expecting her to do that because up to that point she'd been a perfect lady. About everything.
Proposition.
I thought she was just a woman in distress. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I've been married 30 years to the same woman. I wasn't interested in nothing like that. So we drove on a little bit farther, but during that process, when she asked me the second time, somehow her personality, she changed. She just, I don't know, she changed. She had her purse open, she was combing her hair with a big old comb, big old teeth in it. She was combing her hair. And at that point, I really wasn't scared or nothing. I just, she did say, she said she wasn't no prostitute, but she needed money. And she kept glancing up at that envelope. Of course, she had no way of knowing how much I had up there in it, which was about $4,000.
She was present when you cashed checks?
Yeah, when I stuck them through the window of the check, but she didn't know how much
Asked
it
and
was.
answered, girls.
And then what was happening as you're riding at this point? You say she was combing her hair.
Yeah.
And then what?
Well, I seen what I thought was a small caliber gun in her purse. It was laying in the floorboard. Okay.
And when you saw that, what happened?
Well, I mean, naturally, it scared me a little bit. But anyway, she put her comb back in her purse and
Back in heat.
and we went on up the highway. But when she propositioned me the third time, she wasn't the same person.
You described to the jury what was occurring at this point. How was she acting?
Do I have to say the exact words?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, please. As best
She
as
says,
you
I give
can.
you the best damn blowjob you ever had in your life. And it's the way
Gave you the best damn blowjob you ever had in your life, what she said.
it's the tone of voice she said it in, and the way she said it, and we're going by all these orange groves. She made a statement we could whip up in the orange grove there, and my wife would never know nothing about it. At this point in time, I was really scared. Okay, I didn't know what to do.
Did you see the gun? Had you seen the gun?
I had already seen the gun.
And how was the defendant acting as this was happening?
I don't know. I mean,
Did she tell you how much it would cost you for this blowjob?
well, she said she needed $100, and I wasn't interested in, But I realized I was in a situation here, I need to talk my way out of it.
Some random lady.
I knew there was another place up there by the junction of I-4 and 27. I just wanted to drive my car in presence of a lot of people.
$100, best blow.
And I just says, well, we'll just go have a real hell of a time. And okay, we'll have a good time. I'll whip in up here at, they would name that place, it's Garvin Marvin, it's a quick fuel place. I said, you call your sister and tell her not to worry about me just in Daytona Beach or Orlando. We'll just go all the way to Daytona Beach.
And did you pull into that truck stop?
Yes, I did.
Can you describe what, if anything, occurred when you first pulled in?
Well, when I first pulled in, she said, I don't have no change. So I just, put out a $5 bill and said, here's $5. Call your sister, and we'll go on to Daytona Beach. No sense in her making the trip. And if she got out of the car, if she did, I hit the electric door locks.
You locked the doors in your
I
car?
locked the doors. That's when she realized she'd been tricked out of the car. And that's when she...
Objection to the characterization of somebody else's age.
Can you describe, when you locked the doors, did the defendant notice that you'd done that?
Yeah, she heard it real loud. You can hear it.
And what, if anything, happened then? If you'll describe what you were seeing at this time, what has happened?
What I was seeing at that time was a woman in total frustration, mad as hell, and she whirled around, and she was coming around the car from my side. She says, I'll kill you like I did them other old fat son of a bitches.
Did she have that purse with her at that time?
Yeah, she had the purse with her, but she was fumbling for it as she was coming around the car. And all I was doing was thinking how the hell to get out of there. Just to get out of there. And as I was driving off, she hollered my tag number, which is my last name. My tag and my name is the same.
What did she say?
And she said, Copus, I'll get you son of a bitch. And a little more vaguely in details than that. I mean, she was cussing and swearing as I drove away. I was scared to death.
And you see the woman in the courtroom today
Asked and answered.
that you saw November the 4th, 1990, that cursed at you and told you that she'd kill you like the other old fat bastards?
Motion for curative instruction, Your Honor, to the common.
Mr. Kopis, how many times did the defendant proposition you in that car?
3.
How many
Asked and
times?
answered, Your Honor.
How many times did you tell her you were not interested? You were a married man.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Did the defendant tell you what kind of car she had that broke down?
Corvette.
Did she offer to show you any kinds of identification or anything to show that she had 2 children?
Yeah.
And these orange groves you're talking about, were they along the road that she
Yes.
where you go into?
That whole section through there is orange grove.
And that's when she was when she offered to commit that sexual crime.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kopis.
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. How is it that you came forward about this experience, Mr. Kopis?
How was I came forward? I seen the sketch, I seen her in the newspaper.
Okay,
And
you
I
saw
realized it's the same woman I'd run into, but I didn't know at the time. My son was the one that informed me that there was somebody going around Florida killing people. And then when I seen her picture in the paper, it's a face, I'll never forget. It's an experience I'll never forget as long as I live.
Okay. So you recognized a photograph of my client in the paper, is that right?
Yes.
And what newspaper was that, please?
Lakeland Ledger.
And what was the date that you saw a photograph of my client in that paper, please?
It was January. I think it was in January.
January of what year?
Well, this happened in 9, so it had to be 91.
A year later?
No, it wasn't a year later.
How many months later?
If it happened in November, at
Okay.
the end of December, from 90 you changed to 91, what's a couple of months?
A couple of months, it was 2 months after your experience? All right. And you read the paper daily?
No, I don't.
Do you read any other papers other than the Lakeland Ledger?
That's the one I get at the house.
Okay. And other than your
That's all
son
we get up
telling
there
you
at the
about
house
this
now.
He told me after.
After you saw the photograph?
Yeah, after, when I had that experience, I went home and told my son. I didn't tell my wife at that point, I just confided in my son. He said, well, Daddy, he said, there is a suspect going around the state that they think is killing people. And I told him what happened. You want to tell him what happened to me? And he said, well, you're lucky. I said, well, it might not have been the same person.
Okay. Then you were aware of other deaths in Central Florida, is that correct?
I hadn't paid attention to none of it, really.
Okay. And you testified that you went to the bank to get some cash to pay your insurance, is
I was
that right?
cashing the settlement checks. The checks that I had, they wouldn't cash me at the insurance place.
Okay. So you were paying cash for your insurance?
Yeah, I was paying cash.
And I believe you testified that it was $4,000 worth of cash?
I believe so, something like that, combined with the checks and the money I had on me.
Do you recall giving a statement to law enforcement concerning this experience?
Yes, I do.
Do you recall during that statement that you indicated that you had $2,000 worth of cash?
No, one check was for $2,000.
Do you recall?
But I had about $2,000. Well, there was a check for $2,000, $1,000, and I believe I had about $1,000 in cash on me.
Okay, well, do you recall telling law enforcement that you had $2,000 cash?
I had over $2,000 in cash.
Would it refresh your memory to see your statement?
What refreshed my memory is 10 hours after I made that statement, I had all kinds of publicity on my doorstep, which wasn't supposed to be there. This is why I'll never step forward again. No matter what I see from now on, I'll never step forward again.
Your Honor,
Sorry,
we describe as being...
All right. Oh, whoa. It's just he's going out. He like fucking.
Why witnesses, people don't come
He's getting
forward.
pissed off.
Your Honor, I would ask that that be stricken and the jury be advised to disregard. Will you describe the purse that this woman that you picked up was carrying, please?
I believe it's some kind of cloth purse. I don't know. When all this was going on, it's 14 months ago, and you asked me to go back and remember the details. All I know, she was wearing a blouse and shorts, and it was a cloth purse.
Okay, can you show me approximately the size of this cloth purse?
I don't know, something like this.
An awful difficult with the defense, though.
Okay, yes.
I mean, yeah, the defense attorney.
And you testified that you saw a gun.
What I thought to be a small caliber pistol, I had no idea what it was.
Okay. You don't know if it was a revolver, do you?
I don't know.
Don't know if it's an automatic?
Nope.
In fact, you only saw, or at least told law enforcement, that you only saw part of a butt. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right.
And yet you're willing to testify it was a small caliber gun.
What it looked to be to me, to me, a big pistol is a big pistol that you carry in a holster.
Okay.
It's something like the one my wife has.
Okay. Isn't it true that you told law enforcement that you only saw a glimpse of what you thought was the butt of a gun because she closed her purse very quickly?
She was putting the comb back in there, yeah. She was putting this big old comb she had back in there.
What was this woman doing with the other trucker when you first saw her?
I don't know, because I just walked out the door and going to the car. I was going to get my wife's car when they walked up to me. I haven't the slightest idea.
Oh, man.
And you were giving this woman a ride to Orlando?
Just to meet her sister.
Okay. And she, at some point, got out to make a telephone call. Is that correct?
I tricked her into getting out to make a phone call, because I just wanted, I
She said she wanted to phone her sister, isn't that correct?
She done that right there at the truck stop before we got in the car. She wouldn't call her and said she's going to meet us somewhere in Orlando.
And you gave her some money to get out and call her sister, isn't that true?
That's after we done made the trip.
Did you or did you not?
I gave her $5 to get out up there to call her sister and tell her we was coming all the way to Daytona Beach.
Okay, and as soon as she got out of the car, you
hit the door lock.
Hit the door lock and knocked her out.
That's right.
And that made her angry.
Well, she was angry before that.
You didn't take her all the way to Orlando, did you?
Nope. I didn't need that problem.
Did you call the police?
I went home and talked to my son about it, and I did not call the police. That's where I made the mistake at right there. I should have went straight to the police. Well, what was I supposed to tell them at that time? At that time, what could I tell them?
Your Honor, I would ask that you instruct the witness to be responsive, move to strike, and
Yeah,
ask
this
the
guy
jury
done
to
got caught
disregard.
messing with lot lizards.
Okay, she never pointed the gun at you, did she?
No.
Yeah, I guarantee his wife.
She never touched you, did
He's
she?
telling the damn truth. Hey,
You
what's
testified that she threatened your life, is that correct?
After she was out of the car, she made them statements.
Okay. And you testified that she said, Copus, I'll get you, is that right?
That's right. I'll always remember that tag number.
Okay. Why didn't you tell law enforcement that when you gave them a statement?
Which long? You mean when I
When you
come
gave your
forward?
tape statement in January?
I thought I did. I gave it to when I called in about it.
Would it refresh your memory to review your statement?
I'd like to see a camera on his wife right now, because she's just like.
Apologize, I did not receive a very
What
good
what was
copy,
she
so-
doing in the truck?
If your hands right here, it's fine. Feel free to read off it.
You can't read this bottom part.
You restate it again if you want to turn the page. You can read.
When I was driving away, that should have been the last part.
Okay. I'll show you the restate.
That would be hilarious. She's like, so, Bobby, when you were trying to get your hog wet, and I was at the house with the youngins, trying to get your hog washed out there.
What she said to you.
This guy? No. He don't need to do all that. Look at them roses. Look at his shirt. This guy's a stud.
But that was the word she hollered me. Where she
But you didn't tell them when you gave this statement that this woman yelled, "Copus, I'll get you if it's the last thing I do." Did you?
Copus, I'll get you if it's the last thing I do. Just like a movie or a show from the 1960s. Is that what you're describing, sir? It'll be the last.
You indicated that members of the press or the media have contacted you.
They sure did. When they came down and I made that statement, it was all supposed to be confidential.
Imagine that, though. That's what he's mad about, because they came to the house, right, bringing up all the trouble, and now this is such a huge case. Come on, you know what I mean?
Whatever time we had to go to court.
He's embarrassed.
It was confidential the next morning.
God, that is a spot to be in.
Have you had an occasion to speak to Jackie Giroux?
Jackie Giroux.
From Hollywood.
Be sure.
There was a lot. There was so many people hounding us.
And your little dog, too. I will get you.
Stay away from everybody.
What a weird thing to say.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Nothing further, Your Honor. And then keep the witness released. Yeah, you be released, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. You may stand that, sure.
Let's see where we're going next. Sunday morning. Let's see where we'll start next Sunday. Where are we at right now? We're on video 16. James Dalla Rosa, who encountered Aileen in '89, testifies. You know what encountered means? Here's another John. Look at this guy. We're about to have another embarrassed guy that said, I just found this poor lonely girl and I was trying to help her out. I was trying to help her. This is going to get interesting. We're getting into some of the Johns now, and they're embarrassed. They don't want to admit that they were trying to maybe conduct a little bit of la 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 da da da. Everybody, thank you all so much. I appreciate everyone for coming in here. If you're in an area where you're being absolutely destroyed by snow, dear God, I feel for you, because I'm in that spot right now. It's super cold, but I'm about to go make a killer-ass breakfast right now. I'm super stoked about it. Come back through tonight. Not here, on my second channel, Wrestle Plunge, 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm going to be hanging out over there tonight watching a couple of episodes for an organization from the Carolinas, 1990. We've been having a lot of fun with it. This stream will take you directly into that stream, and if you go over there, if you end up in that location, please hit the like. It helped me out, even if you don't come back later. Next time you'll see Publicly Buzz will be Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing some more dash cam, body cam footage, and then immediately following will be book club, and I'm glad that we have some new folks. Sleuthy Sweetheart will be joining us that night, hopefully, on Tuesday night. And also, you have access to all members-only content now in the video section, in the live section. Make sure you take advantage of that, and you can catch right up to Mindhunter. We're about to go into Chapter 6 of that. We got some fun stuff happening. We're doing the damn thing. Everybody, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Chris popping in here. What's up, dude? I bet he ain't got no damn snow, man, being in Vegas. Oh, my God. We're getting buried up. I've only had snow for the last week, so. But everyone, this has been a great stream. I appreciate everyone, all you fine folks. Let's go. And I'm going to try to make that chicken that's in Discord page. My God, that looks good. So I don't think I have honey, though. So I'll have to wait till I can actually get out of the igloo that is forming around my house currently. But come through. Boom. Love you guys. And yeah, that Jessica right here, the pit emoji. You know, these are specifically for Tuesday, or, you know, use them whenever the hell you want, but Tuesday and Thursday night, baby. We go pitting, baby. Oh, my God. See, it's beautiful in Vegas. I saw you was gambling earlier, man. Good luck out there on the machines. All right, I love you guys. Come back through tonight. Let's go. I'm going to go fix a banger-ass breakfast. Boom.